prior. In my mind, his ass deserved it. So a few minutes later, Michael... But to my surprise, Michael was such a dirty little bastard, his ass didn't even notice. All day long, he's riding throughout the neighborhood, totally oblivious to the shit smattered on his handlebars and his hands. Hey, why's that dirty little kid riding a girl's bike with one training wheel? I don't know, but he smells like a fucking porta potty, I tell you what. Hell, I even seen his ass eat an ice cream sandwich later that day, and I almost threw up in my mouth. This ice cream sandwich tastes like somebody's asshole. Oh well. Now, you had to be careful with the just because excuse, because just because could get you in trouble. Like, for example, one time when I was a kid, I was swinging a wiffle ball bat inside the house like an asshole. Why was I doing that? Well, just because. Goddamn, how many times I gotta say it? So imagine my surprise when the wiffle ball bat flings out of my hand like a fucking boomerang and it smashes into a 7th grade picture of my sister hanging on the wall. Well, now what am I gonna do? What am I just gonna walk up to my parents like, hey, I was swinging a wiffle ball bat in the house just because and I broke a bunch of shit? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do what any 8-year-old's gonna do. I'm gonna try to fix it myself. So I dump all the broken glass in the garbage can and just pray to God nobody's gonna notice a fucking picture frame with no glass in it. I put the wooden panels back together with masking tape and hang it back on the wall, but clearly that's not gonna cut it. It's not exactly inconspicuous, that's for sure. So I grab some crayons and I try to match the wood grain as best as possible. And I have to say I fucking Pablo Picasso'd that thing to perfection. Hell, I think it looked better than it did before I broke it. So I hang it back up on the wall, all confident in my handiwork, and I'll be damned, that picture frame went unnoticed for like 8 years. It wasn't until one day my mom was walking through like, hey, what the? Is that masking tape? Hey, there's not even glass in this picture frame. And my ass, who was practically a grown man at this point, was like, oh yeah, I broke that thing when I was like 8 years old, swinging a wiffle ball bat in the house. Why were you swinging a wiffle ball bat in the house? Oh, I don't know. Just because, I guess. So I guess I owe my mom an apology for all the bullshit that I've done, and an apology to Randy for his fake-ass Stone Cold Steve Austin autograph, and hell, even an apology to Michael for, well, you know what? Fuck Michael. He lost my goddamn Vortex football in a tree. But anyways, the moral of the story is, the next time you're trying to figure out why your kid fucking dumped a...
One thing to save me money and help me shop more intentionally, when I see something I like, I start by checking Depop to see if I can find it at a better deal. I save a couple things, compare some options.
Because, well, just because. The end. Alright, now like most people, I'm not a big fan of going to the doctor. Now maybe I'm just a hypochondriac, but every time I step into a doctor's office, I just assume the worst. Well, we got your test results back. Looks like you got butthole cancer. Butthole cancer? Oh no, not that! Yep, afraid so. So in the meantime, we're gonna shove this 30-pound camera up your rectum, and we're gonna take a look around. Now, of course, that's never been the case. That doesn't mean it couldn't happen, so I just avoid the doctor altogether. That is until one day my dad gave me a call, and he was like, hey, asshole, you know skin cancer runs in our family, right? You need to go get yourself checked out and make sure you don't have melanoma or some shit. So naturally, I do what I always do. I don't make the fucking appointment and just hope for the best. But my wife, on the other hand, is much more responsible, and she makes the appointment for me. So there I am in the reception area for this dermatologist. Hi, I'm here to see if I'm dying or not. Okay, well, before we tell you that, you need to fill out all this paperwork. So now I'm sitting there, filling out my paperwork, feeling like an idiot trying to explain why I'm here in the first place. Not to mention I had no idea how the hell it's spelled melanoma. For whatever reason, I thought there was like an H in there somewhere. Like it was melanoma. I mean, I tried to Google it, but even Google was like, did you mean mahogany? What the hell are you trying to spell? That shit looks like Portuguese. So finally, they called me in the doctor's office, and I'm sitting there looking at all the stupid posters on the wall. But then I look over the desk next to me, and I realize that there's a fucking bottle of lube on top of it. What the hell does a dermatologist need a bottle of lube for? Boy, I really don't want to fucking find out, I can tell you that. So here comes the doctor, strolling in all nonchalant. Hey, how's it going? What brings you in today? My dad said I need to see if I have melanoma or some shit. Hello? Huh? What? I'm checking your fucking face to see if there's any moles that might be cancerous. Why don't you go ahead and take your shirt off for me? So per the doctor's request, I take my shirt off so he can oogle me. And at this point, the atmosphere in the room has taken a very unfortunate sexual turn. I'm half naked. There's a fucking bottle of lube on the desk. Things not looking too good. You're not gonna make me take my fucking pants off, are you? No, you pervert. What's the matter with you? Hey, how long have you had this mole here on your back? What are you talking about? Here, give me your phone. I'll take a picture of it. So I handed my phone. That's when I realized I still got the fucking mahogany search page up. Now I really look like an idiot. Boy, you were way fucking off. You put an H in there? What are you, speaking fucking Portuguese? Here, you see that? I mean, it's probably nothing, but we should probably have that mole removed. Okay. So do we have to do, like, surgery? What? Surgery? No, we're not doing a fucking cesarean section. What's the matter with you? I just numbed the area and I cut it out. Oh my God, you cut it out? Does it hurt? No, you idiot. I just told you I numbed the area. Look, like I said, it's probably nothing. There's a lot of over-analysis in this field of mine. You mean like being a doctor? Oh yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. Like, for example, my doctor said he found spots in my lungs on my last CT scan. Whoa, wait a minute. Doctors have doctors? What the hell? So I told Bill, you can go to hell. There's no spots on my lungs. You're full of shit. And that was 10 years ago. So what does that say? That you were right? You're goddamn right I was. So now there I am, no shirt on, hunched over a fucking bench, getting sliced open by the doctor. And he's trying to make the moment a little less awkward with casual conversation. So, what do you do for a living? I make cartoons for the internet. Cartoons, huh? Like Walt Disney? Yeah, except shittier and, well, less anti-Semitic, I guess. Oh, well, I don't know anything about internet cartoons. Well, you probably should, considering you're about to be one. What? Nothing. Are we gonna start anytime soon? What are you talking about? I'm done already. Now put your goddamn shirt back on, you pervert. What the hell's the matter with you? So we walk back out to the reception area to get checked out. All right, we're gonna send a skin sample to the lab and get it analyzed. If it's bad news, we'll give you a call. And if it's good news, well, we don't really give a shit, so we're not gonna call you at all. Bye-bye. And that was the end of my appointment. So now I'm just sitting around the house these days, in limbo, not knowing what to think. And with my hypochondriac ass, I know it's just a matter of time before I get that phone call. Hey, it's me, your doctor. Bad news. You got butthole cancer. You need to come down here so I can shove a camera up your ass. A camera up my ass? Oh, God damn it. That's what the lube was for. All right, now I don't know about you, but when I was in 3rd grade, yo-yos were a big deal. I remember being out in recess one day, I see these 2 kids showing off their yo-yos. Hey everybody, check out our sweet yo-yos, aren't they sweet? And at first, I really didn't understand this new trend. What the heck, we're playing with yo-yos now? What is it, the 1930s? It was just so old-fashioned to me. It didn't make any sense. Those 2 kids might as well have been out there like, hey everybody, check out our sweet hoop on a stick, isn't it sweet? But it didn't matter what I thought, because like a week later, everybody on the playground has a yo-yo. And everybody's out there at recess, having little battles against each other. Not like gladiator style, swinging them around like a fucking mace. No, I mean like stomp the yard style, or you got served, if you will. Except not as shitty, and with yo-yos. They'd be little face-offs on who could do the coolest tricks. The only problem was we were all like 8 years old and we couldn't do shit. Oh yeah, you think you're sweet, huh? Well, check this crazy move out. Bloop, bloop. Boom, you just got served. You look foolish. Holy hell, he made it go up and then down. What the fuck? Our teachers are watching us from afar, totally baffled. What the hell are those kids screaming about? I don't know, are they having a dog fight? Hey, stop fucking fighting dogs over there. So I'm watching this whole thing go down, and I think to myself, wow, I better get a goddamn yo-yo so I can defend myself. I don't want to go and get served like Kyle over there and look like a fucking idiot, now do I? Now back then, there were basically 2 different brands of yo-yos. You had the Duncan yo-yos, which I always thought was for the more sophisticated yo-yoer. You know, the kids that actually knew what the fuck they were doing. And then you had the Yo Mega Yo-Yos, the badass ones for the cool kids. They were colorful and in your face, and they had sweet names like the Fireball and the fucking, the Turbo Blast. I don't know what their names were. I'm pretty sure they just took the names from the American Gladiators, to be honest. Hi, I'm Turbo from American Gladiators. And when I'm not blasting people with a tennis ball cannon, I'm fucking yo-yoing my ass off with the Turbo Blast Yo Mega Yo-Yo. Now, since my ass was broke as hell, I couldn't afford one of those sweet yo-yos. All I could get was this cheap $5 knockoff yo-yo that I bought at a 7-Eleven. And let me tell you, this thing was a turd. It sure as hell wasn't a Yo Mega Yo-Yo, that's for sure. It was like a yup.
I sell what I don't wear anymore on Vinted. It's like cleaning my closet and making cash at the same time. It's easy to use and there's no seller fees.
For Christ's sake, no other kid on the playground could pull that thing off. You see, he was so good at yo-yoing because his mom would take him to get yo-yo lessons at the mall. Yeah, that's right, they had yo-yo lessons at the mall back then. I'm not sure what it was like, but I imagine it was just some nerdy guy up there like, all right, class, first I'm gonna show you these cool yo-yo tricks, and then we're gonna get our ass beat by these teenagers. Any questions? So he's trying to show me how to rock the baby, but I can't get it down because my cheap-ass yo-yo will only sleep for like 2 seconds before it violently shoots right back up. Whatever, it's not a big deal. We all can't be champions. At the very least, I can still walk the dog, and that'll probably be good enough. So I show up to recess for the first time with my off-brand yo-yo, ready to stomp the yard and serve some people. And my first little match is against this kid named Jacob. And Jacob, of course, was notorious for being the kid that threw up in class the year prior. So you know his ass was practicing yo-yos day and night, trying to shed that reputation. I'm so good at yo-yos, I'm the yo-yo kid. No, Jacob, you're actually the kid that threw up in class. That's who the fuck you are. No, I'm not, goddammit, I'm the yo-yo kid. shit. So this bastard decides to do the around the world trick, and that's where you whip your yo-yo around like a fucking pair of nunchucks. And I'm standing there like, god damn, that was impressive. What the hell am I gonna do? I can't just walk the dog now. I gotta go for it. I'm gonna have to fucking rock the goddamn baby. So I whip my yo-yo down there as hard as I can, and I'm starting to panic because I know I only have like a 2-second window to nail this trick. I make the first move, and this fucking yo-yo flies up, hits me in the teeth, and explodes on impact. Everybody starts laughing at me like I'm a goddamn cartoon character. Even the teachers are standing there disappointed. Good lord, that is not how you rock a baby. Yeah, that baby's fucked up. Somebody needs to call social services on his ass. So needless to say, I got served that day by Jacob. The joke's on him because to this day, his ass is still known as the kid that threw up in class. Ah, god damn it. And that was pretty much the end of my illustrious yo-yoing career. That is until 20 years later, when I was drunk on Amazon one night, and I decided to order a sweet Yomega Fireball yo-yo. So here I am, 30 years old, trying to avenge my 8-year-old self, trying to rock the fucking baby. Boom! Got it. Take that, Jacob, you bastard. You're still the kid that threw up in class, god damn it. Alright. Now, when I was a kid, board games were a big source of entertainment. And like most households, we had a whole cabinet full of board games when I was growing up. But I think it's safe to say that some board games are better than others. So what I'm gonna do today is go through and grade all the board games I had as a kid, from the really, really great games all the way down to the turds of disappointment. First up, the game of life. Now, life is a pretty good game, I have to say. The only problem I have about it is that it's not very realistic. Every space on the board was like, climb a mountain and adopt a puppy, collect $40,000. Like, what the hell is that? It's not real life. Where's the game of real life at? You need spaces with real life situations, like, income tax return, collect nothing because of your back child support, or overdrafted your bank account because you were drunk on Amazon. Don't do shit for the next 7 turns. The game of life is fun, but it's fake as hell, so I'll give it a B-. Next up, Sorry. Now, Sorry is a fantastic game. Any game where you can screw over your friends automatically makes it a great game. You draw that Sorry card, all of a sudden you turn into a little bastard. Oh, well, fuck you, Michael. I'm the horse you rode in on. Knock his piece out to the kitchen and shit. What's not to like about it? You can be a dick all you want, and you don't even have to apologize because the goddamn game does it for you. Sorry gets a B+. Keep it up, you're doing great. Next up, Scattergories, also known as an anxiety attack in a box. Now, the concept of Scattergories is simple enough. You roll a die with a bunch of letters on it, and then boom, pop quiz time. All your answers have to start with the letter R. But then you gotta watch out for the assholes that get a little too liberal with their answers. Okay, foods that start with the letter R. What do you got, Uncle Rick? Really yummy spaghetti? God damn it, Rick, what kind of bullshit answer is that? Jesus Christ, no wonder why your wife left you for that garbage man in Seattle. Scattergories gets a, well, we'll give it an R for a really shitty board game. Next up, Mousetrap. Now, Mousetrap was a pretty fun game, right? No, I'm asking a question. Was Mousetrap fun? I wouldn't know because I didn't have a fucking bachelor's degree in engineering to set the damn thing up. It took longer to set up the goddamn Rube Goldberg contraption than it did to actually play the game. You had potential, Mousetrap. Maybe if my fucking SAT scores were a little higher, I could enjoy you. You get a D+, let's move on. Next up, Yahtzee. All right, now I know I'm gonna probably piss some people off here, but Yahtzee blows ass. I don't know whose crackhead uncle came up with the game, but it's loud and it's boring, and half the time you're just staring at your meemaw for 45 minutes while she contemplates going for a fucking full house. Make a move, Grandma, your time is running short. Just take your chance and let's get it over with. Yahtzee gets an F, I don't care. Next up, Boggle. Oh, cool. Let's do homework. That sounds fun. Fuck Boggle, it gets an F as well. Next one, Clue. Now I have to admit, I only played Clue like maybe 2 times when I was a kid. And all I really remember is something about a candlestick and Mr. Green looked like my fucking 6th grade math teacher. Clue gets a D, just like I got in my 6th grade math class. Next up, Trouble. Now, Trouble is a terrible game, plain and simple. It's just a shittier version of Sorry after all, with an equally shitty bubble popper that barely even works. 4. God damn it, roll something besides a 4. It's still 4. God damn it, I'm getting pissed off just thinking about it. Shitty Sorry gets an F. Let's move on. Uno. Technically a card game, not a board game, but you're not my dad and you can't tell me what to do. Now everybody relax. I think Uno is a fantastic game. Once again, it's a game that you can screw over your friends. What's not to love? I mean, even if you're getting your ass beat and you're struggling to hold your 47 cards over there, it still feels good to slam down that wild draw 4 now, doesn't it? Boom, draw 4, kiss my ass. Michael, what the hell? You're holding like half the deck in your hand. You don't have a blue card? That's none of your goddamn business. Now pick up 4 cards. God damn it, well what color do you want? Oh, I don't know, how about blue? It was blue to begin with, god damn it, are you serious? The only problem that I do have with Uno is that it sucks ass playing with just 2 people. You can screw around and win the game in just 1 turn. Skip, reverse, skip again, reverse, draw 4, Uno, blue set.
Tubi. Free movies and live TV.
You people, it gets 2 draw 2s and go fuck yourself. How about that? Next up, Scrabble. Now, I like the game of Scrabble. Or let me rephrase that. I used to like the game of Scrabble until I played it with my wife. Because my dumbass will be over there staring at the board for 45 minutes. Here we go. Pop-Tarts. 12 points. And then 5 seconds later, my wife pumps out some bullshit word like, oh, this one's easy. X-I-B. Zib. It's a word from Kenya. It means orangutan. Triple letter, triple word, 84 points. So like Uno, we'll give Scrabble a B, and if I'm playing against my wife, it gets 3 draw 2s and a go fuck yourself. Now you might be sitting there like, wow, this guy fucking complains a lot. Is he ever gonna grade any board game with an A? Well, you bet your ass I'm gonna. And if it's not obvious already, that game is Monopoly. Now I've already made a whole video about me playing Monopoly as a kid. And now as an adult, it's pretty much the same thing. The only difference is that every game starts out with a warning from my wife. Don't fucking trade with Tyler. He's gonna rip you off, and the game's gonna end. Don't trade with him. Now, do I really rip people off in Monopoly? Well, yeah, you bet your ass I do. That's the whole point of the game. But is it fair that I have to get fucking embargoed the whole game just because of who I am? I don't think so, but it doesn't matter. Because in the end, somebody always cracks. I'll toss up a trade with somebody, and I'll pretend that it's an even better deal for them than it is me. Hey, Bobby, I see you got that hunk of shit Kentucky Avenue. You see, I was thinking about trading these 2 railroads for it because, well, I'm just making too much fucking money with them. Don't do it, Bobby. It's a trick. He's gonna have all the reds. Bobby, relax. It's me, the devil. You can trust me on this. No, I don't think it's a good idea. And that's the end of it. I back off after that. But what happens is, Bobby's little punk-ass thimble lands on my railroad like 14 times, and all of a sudden things start to change. Ah, shucks, another $50 for me. Boy, I bet you wish these railroads were yours. Don't do it, Bobby. Stay strong. I can't do it anymore. You still want to trade for my Kentucky Avenue?
I accept your offer.
Okay, I'll take 12 houses on the Reds. God damn it, Bobby! All right. Now, when I was growing up, the internet was still very much in its infancy. Being a kid at that time, I had no idea what the internet even was. What? The internet? Who the hell's the internet? It wasn't until one day I was in school in the computer lab, and I watched a kid bypass the firewall and look up cheat codes for the Sony PlayStation. Well, holy hell, after that, I was hooked. I mean, sure, it was dial-up back then, and it took 47 minutes to navigate 3 web pages, but I'll be damned, that kid unlocked Sweet Tooth on Twisted Metal 2. If that's what the internet had to offer, sign me up. So I started hoarding all those AOL trial CDs that they'd send you in the mail like some kind of maniac. I got 40,000 hours of free internet. Nothing can stop me now. But that didn't make a difference because our computer at home was old as hell. I mean, the thing was built when the fucking Flock of Seagulls were popular. Didn't have a web browser or Microsoft Paint or that sweet-ass Space Cadet pinball game that everybody blew ass at. No. There's just a fucking DOS prompt screen blinking you in the face. Nobody in my whole household knows how to use the damn thing. How do I make the fun things pop up on the screen? Oh, I don't know. What the fuck do I look like, a scientist? I'm afraid of that goddamn thing. Turn it off. So for the most part, our computer was just stuck in the corner of our dining room, basically a piece of furniture at this point. Well, damn. Looks like I don't get the internet after all. But that's all right, because my friend David had a computer, and unlike my Flock of Seagull piece of shit, his was made much more recently, like circa Lou Bega Mambo number 5 time.
The trumpet.
And what was even better is his ass had Roller Coaster Tycoon. And back then, Roller Coaster Tycoon was bigger than Bill Clinton. Everybody in the goddamn neighborhood would go over to David's house and play Roller Coaster Tycoon. Hell, David didn't even exist to us as a person back then. We'd all be hanging out in the front yard like, hey, want to go over to Roller Coaster Tycoon's house? Oh, you bet your ass I do. Hey, do you guys want to go jump on the trampoline or something? No, piss off. We're drowning people in the lake and shooting people off the shuttle loop. But as great as Roller Coaster Tycoon was, it was a total game changer when David's mom got dial-up internet at his house. And I remember that weekend very vividly, because that was the weekend that me and Michael stayed the night at David's house and pirated a bunch of music off the internet. As soon as David's mom went to bed, David looked at us and was like, have you guys ever heard of Napster.com? Napster.com? What the hell's that? What if I told you that we could have, in our possession, every Limp Bizkit and Weird Al Yankovic song known to man? Get the fuck out of here. Even the Nookie? Yes, even the Nookie. Oh my god, I can't fucking believe it. So our asses hop on David's blazing fast 96K modem. Holy hell, why does your computer sound like fucking R2-D2 having a stroke? Oh, that's just the sound the internet makes. What the hell is that, the Russians? Are the Russians attacking? Now, our little asses stole so much music that night, Metallica to this day is probably still looking for a kid in a Scottie Pippen jersey to serve a subpoena to. And sure, it took 45 minutes for a single song to download, but that didn't keep us from downloading like every WWF entrance music known to man.
The Rock says.
What a glorious time it was. And I wish it would have stayed that way. But things decide to get a little weird when Michael decides to log into an AOL chat room. I know what you're thinking. What's the worst that could happen with a bunch of children talking to a bunch of random strangers on the internet at 3 in the morning? Well, let me tell you. First off, Michael does what any 8-year-old would do on the internet. He tells everybody that he's a 22-year-old woman. Fuck it, why not? Let's go for it. I'm a 22-year-old big booty woman, and I'm looking for big booty bitches to talk to. Michael, what the fuck are you doing? I'm trying to talk to big booty bitches. What does it look like? I think it's safe to say that nobody was fooled in that chat room. I mean, for one, you got Michael's broken-ass second-grade spelling. And for two, we're under David's mom's screen name. And that math sure as hell doesn't add up. Boy, this Butterfly Kisses 1964 either sucks at math or is a fucking second grader. I guess I'll take my chances. So all of a sudden, we start getting instant messages left and right. David starts freaking out at this point. Dude, just turn it off. My mom's gonna kill us. No way, dude. I'm talking to big booty bitches. Look at this chick's trying to send me a picture right now. We look over, and sure as hell, there's a picture slowly.
Now I earn points just by liking, following, and searching soccer content. No limit.
It's not a big booty bitch. Instead, it's a grown-ass man licking a fucking egg beater. Ah, sick. What the hell is that? Turn it off. Turn it off. Now, to this day, I have no idea who that guy was or what kind of fucking weird fetish he had with his kitchen. All I knew is that I was done with the internet for the night. Okay, that's enough of that shit. You want to go play Sony PlayStation? Yeah, let's go play Sony PlayStation. And that was the end of it. Or at least that was the end of it for me and David. Michael, on the other hand, decided to keep on exploring the wondrous wonders of the World Wide Web. Who knows what the hell that 8-year-old was exposed to that night. All I know is the next morning, we're sitting there eating toaster strudels. Michael's over there looking like he just fucking stormed the beaches of Normandy. Do you guys know if it's possible to unsee things that you've already saw? I have so many questions and so few answers. Well, imagine our surprise when David's mom gets up and she sees a bunch of pop-ups littered all over a computer screen. Boys, get your asses in here right now. Why does my computer have AIDS all of a sudden? And who Googled big booty bitches 47 times? All right, as I've said before, board games were a big deal when I was a kid. So much of a big deal that I'm doing a second part to this video. Because, well, I had board games coming out of every orifice when I was a kid. So here we go, back to the board game grade-a-thon, where I talk smack about your favorite games as a kid and give them a crappy letter grade to go along with it. First up, Pictionary. Now, personally, I like the game of Pictionary. And contrary to how crappy my cartoons are, I can actually draw at a fairly decent level. The only problem is, every time that I play Pictionary, my partner draws like his hands are broken, and all his drawings look like a goddamn Rorschach ink blot, for Christ's sake. Is it getting bullied in middle school? Or a picture of my parents fighting? Repressed memories? What the hell is that? I don't know. We'll give Pictionary an A- if you can draw, or a D- if your drawings look like two turds smashed together. Next up, Operation. Now, Operation is a game of skill and finesse. And the concept is simple. You have a patient named Cavity Sam, and he's having a few issues. For one, he's got a bunch of foreign objects lodged inside of his body. And for two, he's got no dick and balls, which I think is a more pressing matter. Not to mention, Sam's health insurance is so shitty, he has to enlist a couple of 8-year-olds to operate on him in the first place. Now, overall, Operation was a downright nerve-wracking game. I mean, you barely touch the damn metal side, and all of a sudden, fucking Cavity Sam goes all Rudolph on you, starts vibrating and shit. How could you play that game as a kid and not be filled with anxiety? Okay, easy does it. Just a little bit more. We're gonna give Operation a D. Actually, we're gonna give it 2 Ds for the size fucking batteries that it took to power the damn thing. Next up, Taboo. Now, Taboo is a personal favorite of mine. And if you've never played it before, it's basically the game Pictionary, but with words. You have to get your partner to guess the top word on the card without saying any of these no-no words at the bottom. And just like Pictionary, it helps to have a good partner. Like if me and my cousin David are partners, it's not even fair. We'd be sitting there rattling off answers left and right. Parachute Pants, MC Hammer, Helen Hunt, Tornadoes, Tim Allen, Santa Claus, a fucking cat going over a waterfall. Homeward Bound? Time's up, 47 points. What the hell just happened? But God forbid if you and your partner are on a whole different brain wavelength, you're not gonna get shit. Let's see here. They come when you get hurt. I don't know, a fucking masochist? A masochist, what? Time's up. Ambulance. It was a fucking ambulance. Oh, that's what you meant. I thought that, well, you know what? Never mind what I thought. Taboo gets an A. We're moving on. Next up, Don't Wake Daddy. Now, this game was the shit back in the 90s. And the concept of this game was, sneak your piece into the kitchen, but don't get caught by your plastic dad or he's gonna give you the spankings. But why play the board game when you could go over my friend Michael's house and play it for real? That's right, I'm talking about Don't Wake my drunk-ass stepdad. The concept of that game is, me and Michael try to sneak by his passed-out stepdad and get into the kitchen where he has Little Debbie snacks. Okay, we got him. Nothing can stop us now. What the fuck? Get out of the kitchen, you little shit! You're getting 10 across the ass! Don't Wake my drunk-ass stepdad gets a D for dangerous. How about dangerous? Next up, apples to apples. Now, I'm sure I'm gonna get lambasted on this one, but I have to say, apples to apples sucks ass. Well, maybe it's not the game that sucks ass. Maybe it's just the people I play it with. Because every game of apples to apples goes the same way. As soon as that little green descriptor card gets flipped up, I get all excited because I think I have just the right card to play. How in the hell could somebody not pick my card? It's perfect. But it doesn't matter because there's always some idiot judging the cards that's totally oblivious. Okay, the word is senseless. Let's see, we got wood chipper, croutons, the YMCA, and Helen Keller? Who the fuck's that? Oh, well, I like croutons. Croutons is the winner. God damn it, Carol. Fucking read a book once in a while, will ya? Apples to apples gets a D+, and Carol can go fuck herself. Next up, chutes and ladders. Now, who doesn't like a game of chutes and ladders? It's a pretty simple concept. You just pick which dirty little kid you want to be, and you try to make it to the top of the board by climbing ladders and avoiding slides. There's nice little pictures on the board that teach you life lessons. Like if you steal a lady's purse, you can buy yourself an ice cream. Or if you try to do some sweet Matt Hoffman shit on your bike, well, you're probably gonna break your fucking clavicle. You just gotta make sure you avoid that big Six Flags attraction-sized fucking slide that's in the middle of the board. Because one minute you're fucking around with a vase or an urn or whatever the hell that is, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're back at the beginning, you have a concussion, and you just desecrated your Grandpa Pappy's ashes. Chutes and ladders will give it a B, I guess. I don't know. Does anybody even fucking pay attention to these letter grades? Probably not. B+, chutes and ladders. All right, let's cut to the worst game that I had growing up as a kid. And that game is none other than Jumanji, the fucking board game. Now, I know I mentioned this before in an older video, but it's worth repeating. How do you fuck up Jumanji as a board game? It's a game that's based on a movie that's based on a game. You'd think it'd be pretty good. Our little 8-year-old asses are all amped up to play it, thinking we're about to fight the Amazon rainforest and shit. Oh, sick. I hope a horde of rhinos come storming through my front door and fuck up my stepdad. Well, imagine our surprise when we find out that this game doesn't have stampedes, or monkeys with shotguns, or David Allen Greer. When the hell is Van Pelt gonna pop out of the closet with a rifle and be like, not good enough, Sonny Jim? Well, never, apparently, because all you do in Jumanji the board game is draw cards and roll dice. It's...
Free yourself from prying eyes. Ask privately with Duck.ai. Visit Duck.ai to chat privately with ChatGPT, Claude, and other AIs for free, all in one place. Duck.ai is from DuckDuckGo, where AI is private and optional.
Hell, what the f*** does it look like? Now, Tom. I know you're bitter about your demotion to field correspondent, but people still need to hear the news. Okay, Dan, well, here's the news. There's a homicidal psychopath on the loose, and I'm freezing my dick off out here. Well, Tom, I guess you should have thought about that before you decided to play Hide the Banana with our boss's wife. Well, what can I say, Dan? Usually I play Hide the Banana with your wife, but she wasn't available on the count of she was too busy divorcing the f*** out of you. What was that, Tom? I didn't hear you. I was too busy not freezing my ass off outside of a county prison. Well, at least you're cozy, Dan, considering you've had more failed marriages than an episode of Jerry Springer. Well, I'm nice and comfy, Tom, now that I've cleared out all these bottles of brandy you left behind your desk. Oh, well, I left those for you, Dan. Just like all those stains that me and your ex-wife left on your bed sheets. I'll pass on the booze, Tom. Unlike you, I don't collect DWIs like they're fucking Pokemon cards. Hang on, Dan, it appears I'm getting an update. This just in, Dan Peterson sits on the toilet and pees like a girl. Oh, so we're doing this shit again, are we? Okay, breaking news, everyone. Tom O'Donnell blew his kid's college fund money on a stripper named Tanya the Tank. This just in, Dan. Your first ex-wife was Tanya the Tank. Breaking news, everybody. Tom O'Donnell once got cut off at a Chuck E. Cheese during his kid's own birthday party. This just in, Dan. Your dick looks like a used-up tube of toothpaste. This just in, Tom. Your dick needs a dose of penicillin every morning, or else it'll fall off in the shower. That may be so, Dan, but... Excuse me. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to do the news. Do you know where I can find a bus stop around here? Yeah, there's one right down the road next to that preschool. Get out of here. Thank you. God damn it, now where was I? I think you were about to say something about my dick again. Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you. That may be so, Dan, but at least my dick isn't causing me to go bankrupt from monthly alimony payments. Back to you. Alright, now I think it's safe to say that most of us were guilty of playing hooky at some point when we were kids. And for all you youngins out there, playing hooky is where you skip school and you stay at home. I know it sounds like some old-fashioned phrase that your drunk Uncle Rick would say. What are you, playing hooky from school today? Nobody knows what the hell you're talking about, Uncle Rick. No wonder why you haven't felt the touch of a woman since the 1980s. But I have to admit, playing hooky was a nice little break from school. And you needed that sometimes because it's hard when you're a kid. You wake up at the ass crack of dawn, you're all stressed out right from the get-go. Hell, I got a math test today? It's on that order of operations crap that I haven't been paying attention to all week. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally and shit. Out of hell with that, I'm not going to school today. I'm gonna pretend that I'm sick, goddammit. Now you gotta try to figure out a way to give yourself an artificial fever. So you go and rest your fucking forehead on a light bright, try to raise your body temperature up to a solid 101, 102. Then you walk out to the living room and lie straight to your mom's face. Hey, I don't feel very good, and, I've been pooping a lot. You've been pooping a lot? How much is a lot? Like, 16 times? 16 times? Holy hell, we need to get you to the hospital. Whoa, wait a minute. All right, maybe not that much, but, my head feels really hot, though. Good Lord, you are burning up, and you smell like hot plastic for some reason. Okay, you're not going to school today. All right, mission accomplished. You did it. You tricked your gullible-ass mom into letting you stay home from school. So now you're laying on the couch like it's your own fucking personal gurney. You don't even have the decency to change out of your Hong Kong Phooey pajamas, for Christ's sake. Your mom's serving you Pepto-Bismol by the gallon. Make sure you drink all this. It'll slow down all those shitty escapades you've been having. I know most people hate the taste of Pepto-Bismol, but when I was a kid, I loved that weird pink milky shit. Like, my top 3 favorite drinks when I was a kid would be like Mountain Cooler Capri Sun, Ecto Cooler High C, and then fucking boom, Pepto-Bismol somewhere in between. Hell, even as an adult, if my stomach starts going I get all excited because now I have a reason to drink some goddamn Pepto-Bismol. Shit's good. I don't care. You should serve that shit at restaurants. I'll have the roast duck and a glass of Pepto, served up with a twist. Good choice, huh? Anyways, what the hell was I talking about? Goddamn, going off on a fucking tangent on Pepto-Bismol. Oh yeah, playing hooky from school. So there you are, laying on the couch like a slug, pretending you have typhus and shit. Well, now what are you supposed to do? Well, you watch shitty daytime TV is what you do. And shitty daytime TV had all sorts of things to offer. You'd have your talk shows like your Maury Povich, where they do paternity tests on the daily. There ain't no way I'm that baby's daddy, Maury. That girl sleeps with everybody. Hell, she'd probably fuck a pack of hot dogs if they looked at her the right way. Well, the test results are in. When it comes to 4-year-old Smith and Wesson Jr., you are not the father. And then after that, you'd have some dramatic-ass soap operas that my mom was totally fascinated by. On the next episode of The Young and the Worthless. Victor, you can't leave. I'm pregnant with your baby. With all the men you've been with, Veronica, there's no way I'm that baby's father. Hell, you'd probably fuck a pack of hot dogs if they looked at you the right way. Veronica would, too. She's such a fucking slut. Yep, she sure is. But out of all the bullshit TV shows that were on during the day, there was one show that beat the hell out of all the others. And that show, of course, was The Price is Right. Now, The Price is Right had everything. You got fucking Plinko, people winning Ford Escorts and shit, Bob Barker yelling at you to get your goddamn pets fixed. And remember, to help control the pet population, chop your dog's fucking balls off as soon as you can. You got people being assholes, outbidding each other by $1 and shit. $600, Bob. Very well, what's your bid? How about $601, Bob? Oh, what the fuck? Ooh, that's some shiesty shit. Actual retail price, $650. Oh, motherfucker, you fucking serious? God, but you're a fucking piece of shit. This episode of The Price is Right is brought to you by Oscar Mayer Hot Dogs. Hot dogs so good, you'll wanna fuck them. But after The Price is Right was over, I knew it was all downhill from there, because I knew it was only a matter of time before my dad got home from work, and then the jig was up. Whoa, what the hell? What's the kid doing home from school? He was sick, so he stayed home. What? What the hell? That kid ain't sick. Did you throw up or something?
People on Depop really want your style. Sell your clothes and make even more money with no selling fees. Download now.
But your day off the day before. Hey, asshole, why weren't you at school yesterday? Oh, well, because I was too busy watching The Price is Right and fucking off all day, that's why. Oh, well, you're an idiot. We had a pizza party yesterday. Wait, what? It was yesterday? Yeah, and then we had an assembly in the auditorium. Oh, what the hell? And the guest speaker was Randy Macho Man Savage. What the fuck? Are you serious?
Oh yeah, snap into a Slim Jim.
Oh, god damn it, what have I done? So the moral of the story is simple. 1, don't be an asshole and lie to your mom. 2, learn the goddamn orders of operation. And 3, take your truant ass to school like you're supposed to. Because you never know when a 2-time WWF heavyweight champion is going to be a guest speaker at your school.
Oh yeah, snap into a Slim Jim. Who wants to touch my biceps?
All right. Now, a lot of you may already know this, but I like to have a drink from time to time. And by all means, I'm no Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I like to think that I have a decent tolerance and I can hold my own. Now, of course, that's not always been the case. I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere, right? So today, I'm going to tell you about the first time that I got drunk. And of course, it's not a pretty story. It's a lot like everybody else's story about the first time they blacked out and made an ass of themselves. Oh, God, the first time I got drunk, I puked in the bushes, broke up with my boyfriend, and then shat in my own bed. That's great, Aunt Carol. Can you pass the mashed potatoes, please? But I'm going to tell the story anyways because this is my shitty cartoon channel and I feel like telling it. But before I do that...
Brewstew Films does not condone binge drinking in any way, shape, or form. Alcohol is bad for you, it makes you smell like divorce, and it's the reason why your Uncle Rick sleeps on your couch.
Ah, God damn it. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's set the stage. It's roughly 10 years ago, and my roommate Brewer just turned 21 years old, and we're looking to celebrate. How are we gonna celebrate, you ask? Well, we're gonna fucking drink like pirates. What do you think? But since we were both broke as hell back then, our options on alcohol were very limited. After all, your beer budget's pretty slim when you're having utilities shut off on a routine basis. So naturally, we got a case of the cheapest, shittiest beer we could find. No, even shittier than that. Shittier still, keep going. Whoa, way too far. No, we're not fucking animals, Jesus Christ. There, that's the one, perfect. So we have some friends over, we start drinking some beers and we're playing some cards. Well, imagine my surprise when I find out that I hate the taste of beer. I thought it was yucky back then, which was crazy to me because my ass grew up watching Stone Cold Steve Austin two-fisted cold ones every Monday night. How the hell could I not like beer? Maybe it tastes different if you drink it on top of a turnbuckle in your underwear, I don't know. But fortunately for me, Brewer didn't just get shitty beer to drink, he also got an equally shitty bottle of tequila. And we're talking bottom of the barrel stuff here. This ain't no Jose Cuervo. This is like Jose fucking hell the fuck no. This is a very unauthentic bottle of tequila. It's about as Mexican as my high school Spanish teacher and shit. Pico de Gallo. Por favor? Gracias. Now let me just say, learning how to drink on shitty tequila is a terrible idea. It's like trying to learn how to ride a bike as a kid on fucking Evel Knievel's rocket cycle. That wasn't gonna stop me because that night I was determined to get hammered. Do you guys dare me to take a shot for every hand that I lose? What? No, dude, that sounds like a terrible idea. Okay, do you double dare me? No, dude, are you fucking nuts? Okay, fine, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it, since you insist. Now, the name of the game that we were playing that night was Euchre. And for those of you that don't know, Euchre is a card game that we play out here in the Midwest. And Euchre just so happens to pair very well with drinking copious amounts of alcohol. It's pretty much all we got to do out here in the Midwest. What can I say? But taking a shot for every hand that I lost in Euchre was stupid as hell. I mean, for one, I blew ass at Euchre. I had no business making that bet in the first place. And for two, since I never drank before, I had the alcohol tolerance of a fucking diabetic third grader. So throughout the night, I'm getting my ass kicked in, and I'm having to take shot after shot like I'm fucking Superman. Gulp, gulp. Oh god, it tastes like spicy piss. I hate it. And contrary to games like bowling or pool, I don't get better at Euchre the more that I drink. I just get shittier and shittier and shittier. Halfway through, my liver's yelling at me from the inside and shit. Stop calling Trump when you're four-suited, you stupid asshole! Are you trying to ruin us? Well, needless to say, about an hour goes by, and all of a sudden I'm fucking drunker than a stepdad at a Little League game. Gulp, gulp. This doesn't taste like spicy piss anymore. This doesn't taste like anything anymore. So I stumble into the bathroom, and like a lot of people do their first time getting drunk, I look into the mirror, and I meet my drunk self for the first time. Whoa, wait a minute, who the hell are you? Oh, well, I'm the drunk you. That's who I am. I'm a lot like sober you, but shittier, louder, and sometimes I think I know how to dance. Oh, okie dokie then. Now, at this point, things start to get a little hazy, because it's at this point your brain's like, hey, you can take it from here, right? I'm gonna run down to the store and get a pack of smokes. Try not to fuck yourself up too bad, okay? Now, the last thing that I distinctly remember from that night was playing WrestleMania on the Nintendo 64, which everybody knows is the greatest wrestling game known to man. But since I'm drunker than a sophomore on prom night, Brewer is just beating my ass, which goes to show how drunk I was because Brewer sucks ass at WrestleMania. I was Stone Cold Steve Austin, for Christ's sake. He's over there beating my ass with the Blue Meanie of all people. But regardless, what happened after our little WrestleMania match, I couldn't tell you because, well, I wasn't there. I mean, sure, I was there physically, but my brain was off getting a pack of Marlboro Reds, remember? But according to everybody's testimony the next day, apparently I stood up on the couch and yelled something to the effect of, fuck the Blue Meanie. You guys want to see me do a drop kick for real? And then to nobody's amusement, I did a haphazard missile drop kick into the air and totally obliterated my shitty end table that I made in wood shop. Now that everybody's staring at me like I just ruined Christmas, I decided to do my finishing move. And that, of course, is where I throw up on the floor like a newborn baby. Blech. Oh, sick! What kind of circus shit is going on here? And just when you think I couldn't possibly make an ass of myself anymore, I fucking stick my hand in my own puddle of throw-up. Now, why the hell would I do something like that? Well, again, I have no idea. I wasn't there. But I think I was just trying to make sure that it was all real. Like there was no way that I did that. This isn't my puke, is it? It doesn't feel like my puke. Well, it's at this point that everybody's just about finished with my fucking theatrics. So they cart me away, take me to bed like I'm a child. But just before they close my door, my drunk ass has the audacity to wish Brewer one final happy birthday. Hey, happy birthday. Blech. Oh, God. The next morning, I wake up with what I would call a hangover from hell. My mouth tastes like the inside of a porta potty. My head feels like it was shoved up an asshole of some sort. I stumble out to the living room that now looks like a fucking crime scene from an episode of Law and Order, and I'm totally baffled. Whoa, what happened? Who the hell broke my end table? I got a B- on that goddamn thing. You did, you stupid drunk idiot! And then you fucking played patty cake with your puddle of puke like some kind of sick asshole. So needless to say, the moral of this story is pretty simple. Number one, don't drink a bunch of shitty tequila like it's the end of the world. Number two, don't make shitty bets on euchre when you suck ass at euchre. And number three, don't put your hand in your own throw up like some kind of drunk animal and ruin the whole goddamn birthday party. The end.
Brewstew.com.
Like any average American kid, I played some Little League growing up. Here's my team circa 2002. There I am with my grandpa glasses and my eyes closed like an idiot. What a motley crew we were. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, we lost every single game we were in. The score would be totally one-sided. We're not even paying attention anymore. We're fucking trading Pokemon cards on the bench. Our coach is like, all right, guys, it's neck and neck. Let's pull together. The other team's got kids playing Game Boys in the outfield. Their pitchers lobbing us volleyballs. We still can't fucking hit anything because we were just bad. We didn't know what we were doing. We look like the team that the Harlem Globetrotters would play against. Just running into each other like a bunch of assholes all day. Our first batter of the year flung a goddamn bat into the stands. Hit somebody's little brother eating a hot dog. I go, what a good start. We're going to be all-stars. Our coach is like, God damn it, if you're going to do that, do it to the other team's fans, you dummy. But we had some classy individuals on our team, okay? We had Josh, whose best feature was that he had a swimming pool at his house, which we took full advantage of. Hey, you guys want to come inside now? Yeah, we'll be there in a minute, John. My name's Josh. Yeah, okay, whatever, Jim. Then there was little Billy, our catcher, who was half the size of everybody else on the team, who couldn't throw the goddamn ball if his life depended on it. He could hardly throw it to the pitcher, let alone try to throw anybody stealing a base. Throw it, Billy! He's stealing second! One time we were warming up before a game, and I threw the ball to him, and he's over there not fucking paying attention, just daydreaming, probably thinking of the ass whooping we're gonna get, and the ball just nailed him right in the chest. I thought I killed him. I ran over there, I was like, holy shit, he's dead! We're dragging him off the field, the team's looking at us like we're some kind of circus act, and then there was Danny, our pitcher, whose dad would come to every game, totally plastered, just totally drunk off his ass. He'd be yelling obscenities at the other team. Hey, blue team! You can go fuck yourselves. I mean red team. Or the blue team. I don't know which team's ours. But we appreciated it. It was the closest thing we had to a mascot, so it worked. And we actually came close to winning a game during the season. There was another team that hadn't got a win yet. And these guys, they looked worse than us. There was like a cross-eyed kid, some dude in a wheelchair. Like, all right, yeah, I think we got a chance. I think we can beat these guys. And we're in the last inning, and we're down by 3 with 2 outs. And Chubby Josh is up to bat. Our coach is like, all right, Josh, don't be an asshole. Go up there and get a base hit. So he goes up there and he just crushes the ball. It's way out there. It's like 47 feet. We're flipping out on the bench and he's running. He's running his ass off. He's running like there's a goddamn Little Debbie snack on home plate waiting for him. He's rounding the bases and we're all like, stay at third! Stay at third! Because we knew his ass wasn't going to get a home run. And he's like, to hell with that. You don't get on Wheaties boxes by staying at third. I'm going for it. And he was out by a good mile. He wasn't even close. But he still managed to slide into home. And as he did it, his ass scraped against home plate in a very violent way. You knew it hurt. And you knew some part of his ass was bleeding. And I'll never forget the look on his face. He just clutched his butt, waddled off the field crying. And our coach is like, way to go, Josh. We're 0-12 now, thanks to you. Maybe your asshole wouldn't be inside out if you would have just stayed at third like we told you to. And everybody hated Josh for the rest of his life. The end. I did a lot of camping growing up as a kid, which is kind of a strange thing when you look at it. You'd be sitting there one day playing Nintendo. Your dad bursts in your room. Hey, I know you're comfortable and everything and you're having a good time, but you want to go out in the woods in the cold? Maybe get a little damp, not have a good time at all? You want to go camping? And I'm like, what? Camping? What are you talking about? What, are we getting evicted? No, I don't want to go camping. I'm trying to beat the chain chomp on Mario 64. But I ended up always liking camping because you got to do whatever you wanted. I haven't showered in 3 days. I smell like a dumpster. I've been living off of beef jerky and marshmallows all weekend. Hey, I think that marshmallow's done. Nah, give it a few more minutes. My mom's over there doing nothing but complaining about the goddamn mosquitoes. My dad's like, well, this is our vacation, so you better enjoy it. And as a kid, you don't really know what to do when you're camping, so you're just standing there, just making up games. You want to play sticks? Yeah, let's play sticks, sure. Are we winning? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. And this one time, my parents brought my cousin David along with us to the campground. And it's one of the first memories I ever have of camping. It was nighttime, and we're sleeping in our little tent. And he wakes me up in the middle of the night, and he's like, dude, I gotta poop. And I'm like, okay, there's a bathroom right over there. No, you don't understand. There might be poop in my pants already. I gotta go right now. So he stumbles out in the dark, and he's got a roll of toilet paper with him. And he goes to the edge of our campsite and just starts pooping all willy-nilly. Just wherever it goes, wherever it lands, whatever. And as he's using the toilet paper, he's kind of just throwing it wherever he wants because it's dark out. He can't see anything. And he comes back in the tent and he falls asleep. And then the morning comes and
Can you really trust AI to keep your chats private? Ever feel like your AI chats are being watched? Free yourself from prying eyes. Ask privately with Duck.ai. Visit Duck.ai to chat privately with ChatGPT, Claude, and other AIs for free, all in one place. Duck.ai is from DuckDuckGo, where AI is private and optional.
Grandpa is very grandpa-ish, okay? It's fantastic. He's got suspenders, he's got glasses. He gives you little gems of knowledge when you're outdoors. You know, it's not what a man does. It's who a man is that makes him a man. And I'm over there picking my nose like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, Grandpa. And he's just so outdoorsy. He'd be like kicking a bear in the face while he's whittling you a birdhouse out of pine wood. I'm over here coming off a 3-day marathon on Nintendo 64. Like, if I see a spider, I'm gonna poop my pants. I don't even care. And speaking of spiders, we had one outhouse on the property. That's where you went to poop. And this outhouse had some of the biggest, most demonic fucking spiders you've ever seen in your life. And there was a window on the side of the outhouse. I don't know for what reason, but every time you'd go to take a poop, you'd gather an audience of little kids that would be hopping up and down trying to see what you were doing in there. Hey, what's going on? Hey, what are you doing in there? Like, can you fucking stop? I got enough to deal with already. But one thing's certain, we made sure that David knew exactly where that outhouse was. Because we don't want another goddamn disaster like the last campground. We got fucking neon signs pointing to the damn thing. And one time we were at the creek, and we were having a little toad catching competition. And my grandpa's buddy has his own grandson that comes all the time. His name's James. We didn't really like James that much because he was kind of a sociopath. For example, when we were down at the creek, one of my other cousins caught a toad, and nobody else caught a toad the rest of the day. And James was so pissed that he didn't have a goddamn toad. He was like, oh, hell with this. And he walked over, and he squished it right in front of everybody. Like, what the hell is the matter with you, you psychopath? Yeah, you don't have any toad anymore now, do ya? Anybody got a puppy I can nail to a tree? I'm frickin' crazy. What is this, Vietnam? Do the rules in life not apply anymore? What the hell are you doing? I go up to my grandpa and I'm like, Grandpa, James is massacring animals in the woods and it's kind of making me uncomfortable. And he goes over to him and he's like, James, it's not how many toads that you catch that make you a man, okay? It's what you do as a man that makes you a man. You got it? Are you listening to me? In other words, don't fucking step on toads, you fucking meth head. What's the matter with you? Now go sit in the outhouse full of demon spiders. When I was in 4th grade, my school had a bomb threat. I guess somebody just called the office and was like, Hey, I got a bomb! I got a bomb and I'm gonna blow this mother up, you better watch it! Which is not something a lot of elementary schools like to hear. And I can remember just sitting there in the morning, just daydreaming about whatever 4th graders daydream about. I wonder if the Red Power Ranger could beat up my dad. And our teacher gets off the phone with the office, and he's like, all right, everybody just calm down. There's a little bit of confusion in the building, but I'm sure everything will be just fine.
Oh my God, there's a bomb in the building! We're all gonna die!
Any questions? So, at this point, you could practically smell all the poop in everybody's pants. We got kids raising their hands, asking questions. Mr. Jones, do you think it'll hurt when we get blown up into a million tiny pieces? And I didn't really know what to expect at first. You know, I'm 9 years old. I'm picturing like an old-fashioned bowling ball bomb from old cartoons. I'm going around checking the fucking coat room like, it's probably that goddamn minor 49er. He keeps giving Scooby-Doo a lot of troubles. And at this point, everybody's talking about this bomb threat. We're on the goddamn news. We got teachers on top of the building doing smoke signals. And all of a sudden, I realize everybody's parents are picking them up from school. Kids are disappearing left and right all around me. And I'm sitting there like, man, I got a sneaking suspicion I'm gonna get fucked here. Where the hell are my parents at? Well, my dad's probably at work, but my mom's probably in the living room right now doing fucking aerobics. Just totally oblivious to the shit that's going down right now. Meanwhile, the goddamn Goodyear blimps circling around the city, letting everybody know that their kids are about to get blown up to smithereens. So I figured, to hell with it. I'm just gonna leave. There's a goddamn bomb in the building. Who cares? Where the hell do you think you're going? I figured I'd just take off. Oh, no, you don't. Did your parents sign a permission slip for you to leave? No. But I'm pretty sure they didn't sign one for me to get blown the fuck up either. So I'm stuck there, and an hour goes by, and there's 4 of us left in the entire 4th grade. We got weirdo Julie, Christopher, the biggest idiot in the school, attention deficit Zachary, and of course myself. Just what I was hoping for today. Hanging out with a team of mutants and a slight chance of getting murdered. Sweet. We're all just staring at each other. Hey, why are you still here? Probably because my parents don't love me. What about you? So since they can't let us go home, they just keep us in this room and they put on a movie. Oh, sweet. We get to sit here and watch fucking All Dogs Go to Heaven. Yeah, I'm sure that'll take my mind off of death. Mr. Jones, I got a question. I know all dogs go to heaven, but do all 4th graders go too? Oh, Chris. I guess we'll find out soon enough now, won't we? Now shut up, you're scaring the shit out of all your friends. This was by far the longest day of my 9-year-old life. I spent the whole day just sitting there, writing my last will and testament. Alright, I'll leave my sweet Barry Sanders poster to David, and my holographic Charizard will go to... fuck it, nobody's getting my goddamn Charizard. I'm gonna get buried with that son of a bitch. When I finally got home from school, my parents still didn't know what the hell was going on. Hey, guess where I've been all goddamn day? At school? Well, yeah, but you're lucky I didn't get my ass blown up by a...
Listing everything on Depop was so easy. I just snapped a photo and Depop did the rest. Now I'm making extra money, giving my clothes a second life, and creating space for a wardrobe that actually feels like me again. So here's your sign to download Depop and start selling.
When I was 20 years old, I got a job at the Toys R Us, and I hated every goddamn minute I had to work there. Because nobody wanted me selling them toys, okay? It's just weird. I'm an adult. They're an adult. What the fuck do they know about toys? What the hell do I know about toys? Yeah, I don't know. These kids just really love these Don Cheadle dolls. They can't get enough of them. Why, you could probably lure a kid into an unmarked van, and he wouldn't even think twice about it. Your name could be Rapey McRaperson, and they wouldn't even give a shit. And, plus they're on sale, too, so yeah. Customers would come up to me and ask me where certain toys were in the store. I didn't have a clue, so I just make something up. Excuse me, where are your footballs at? I think they're in aisle 12B. Where are your bathrooms at? Bathrooms? They're in 12B. Is your parking lot around here somewhere? That would be in aisle 12B, sir. Thank you. Hey, you know we don't have an aisle 12B, right? Yeah, fuck them, they'll figure it out. So they would mostly keep me in the back with the other social outcasts, keep me away from the customers. I would just be building Power Wheels and kids' bikes all day long. If you want a shitty bike, you have me make it, because I'm an idiot. I can't put together shit, okay? I have no idea what I'm doing. If a goddamn light bulb goes out in my house, I'm like, oh shit! Looks like I'm getting a new lamp. This'll take weeks to repair. I'd get done with a bike, and there'd be all these pieces left over in the box. Like, what the hell? I guess it'll be alright. But they would also use me whenever a ladder needed to be climbed to get something off a shelf. Some customer would find the heaviest thing we have in the store and make sure it was on top of fucking Mount McKinley. Hey, can you get that box down? Oh, what box? That one up there that looks like a little fucking dot in the goddamn stratosphere? Yeah, sure, I'll get my Evel Knievel ass up there and get it down for you. So I go and get the ladder, and by the time I get back, a small crowd of people have gathered, like I'm some kind of fucking circus show. Okay, for my next trick, I'm gonna climb this 30-foot ladder and try to get this 250-pound swing set down without breaking my neck. So I start making my way up, and the ladder's starting to feel like it's made out of fucking popsicle sticks. I start wondering, man, I wonder how many people down there just want to see me beef it off this ladder. Which is a stupid thought, really, because everybody down there wanted to see me beef it off the ladder. My legs are shaking uncontrollably. There's clearly poop already in the seat of my pants. Oh, screw this shit. I'm not a goddamn daredevil, for Christ's sake. You want me to get it? And eventually you do get the big-ass thing down, and you wheel it out in the parking lot for the customer. He's got the smallest fucking car you've ever seen in your life. He's over there like, oh, okay, let me just put the seat down real quick. I'm like, come on, dude, really? Are you serious? Your fucking car looks like a goddamn Monopoly token. Hell, it'd be easier to fit your goddamn car in the goddamn swing set box. But luckily, I didn't have to work there for too long. It was just a seasonal position, so once Christmas came and went, I was done. They came up to me and was like, hey, Merry Christmas. You're fucking fired. Get out of here. They're shooing me off with a goddamn broom, which I didn't really care. I mean, shit, they were lucky to still be in business with my dumb ass working there. Excuse me. Yeah, we bought a bike from here, and my daughter crashed into a tree, and she exploded on impact. Who should we talk to about that? I have no idea, dude. I don't work here. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Aisle 12B. Go to aisle 12B. All right, I don't know about any of you, but trying to get some food from my friend's house when I was a kid was the most impossible thing to do. Everybody's parents were so frugal with what food and drinks they have in their house. It would be dinner time, and your friend's dad would come over and be like, all right, look, I have to feed you, okay? It's the law, okay? But I don't have to feed your little butthole friend over there. Fuck that. Money's tight around here. Maybe if he chips in $5, he can have some of this Little Caesars pizza. And that's just how things were. You'd be over your buddy's house playing some toy guns. Bang, bang, bang! And it would be like the hottest goddamn day of the year. You'd be standing there like, God damn, it's hot out here, Michael. Look at you, you're sweating through your Scottie Pippen jersey, for Christ's sake. Why don't you go inside your house and get us a couple of cans of Coke before we die of a heat stroke out here? But that's my dad's Coke. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. I wasn't aware you were a punk bitch. Get your dumb ass in there and get us some pop. So he prances his punk ass in the house, and I'm over there watching through the window, and not even 5 seconds later, what the hell do you think you're doing? Oh, I was just gonna get some Coke for us outside. Oh, so we're feeding the whole damn neighborhood now, are we? What? No, I was just gonna... No, apparently we're feeding the whole fucking neighborhood. It's not even real Coke, it's RC Cola. I don't give a shit what it is. I didn't know I worked 46 hours a week at Home Depot to feed his fat fucking face out there. But Dad, he's my friend. I don't give a shit if he's Woody goddamn Harrelson. He's not getting any of my damn Coke. And I'm still out there, about to keel over at any minute. I'm giving him the puppy dog eyes. I'm looking like Oliver Twist and shit. Please, sir, I'd like some more. And his dad's just looking at me like, I don't give a shit, die. Go ahead, die right in my front yard. I could give two shits. Well, Michael, I don't see you giving him any of your stuff. Here, why don't we give him your Sega Genesis? You don't want that, right? Since we're feeding the whole neighborhood now. And then we can give him some beer. He can have my shirt. Hey, you want to fuck my wife while you're at it? Huh? Do ya? Do ya, you little shit? You want to drink out of the hose? Yeah, I guess I'll drink out of the goddamn hose, Mike. Thanks a lot. All right, Christmas, 1997. Think back at what the hell you were doing back then. Maybe you were kicking your dad's ass.
It's back to school season. Get your first 3 months for $10 a month when you bring your phone to Boost Mobile. Our local team consistently gets 5 stars for fast, friendly service and the best wireless deals in town. Stop by your local Boost Mobile store today.
Sock 'em boppers.
Now, you might know them as soccer boppers or something else, but I knew them as sock-em boppers. And if you don't know what sock-em boppers are, don't feel bad, okay? That just means you had real toys to play with when you were a kid. You'd have to blow them up first, and then you'd put your hands in them, and then you'd go find something to beat the shit out of. Didn't really matter what it was, a pet cat, a homeless guy, your little brother while he's trying to take a shit in the bathroom.
Stop, I'm pooping. Stop it, I'm trying to poop.
Now, in the commercials, they'd always depict the kids just hitting each other, laughing, having a good time. They're having fun, but it was a little different in reality.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
And every fight that you had was the same. It'd start off pretty simple, everybody's having fun, and then shit would get pretty real in about 45 seconds. You'd get one punch to the face, and it was just a little bit too hard for your liking.
Ow, you son of a bitch! Hey, what the hell are you kids doing in there? Oh, we're just bopping each other's brains out in here.
Oh, all right. Wait, what? All your dumbass relatives are coming over trying to figure out what the hell they are. Hey, you kids playing your bopper socks? Shut up, Uncle Rick, you're drunk. Oh, come on, let me see one of them bopper sockers. I'm gonna knock you on the head. God damn it, Rick, be easy with those boys. No wonder why your wife divorced you. And I can remember on the side of the box it would say, more fun than a pillow fight. Yeah, okay, sure, I can see that, and it's a little bit safer than a broken bottle knife fight, sure. My dad's acting like it's a spectator sport. He's calling all his friends over. Hey, I got a bunch of kids over here beating the shit out of each other. Go get some beer. And then 45 minutes later, your hands will be all sticky and hot from all your bippity bopping that you've been doing. My hands smell like the ball pit at McDonald's. And then when you didn't have anybody to fight, you'd have to find something to do with them. So you'd put 2 on your hands and then 2 on your feet, walk around your house like an asshole. And about 4 days later, your sorry-ass sock and boppers are full of holes and patched in duct tape. Let's just use our bare hands. So here's to you, sock and boppers. You were the best way to lose some baby teeth.
Sock 'em boppers, sock 'em boppers. Punch your dad in the belly while he's getting up here.
All right. When I was a kid, I can remember getting into a lot of neighborhood arguments. Somebody always had a problem about something. You'd argue about who was going to be Odd Job in GoldenEye 64. You'd fight over who's going to get the wiffle ball out of the neighborhood sex offender's backyard. And if you got a pack of Starbursts, well, hell, you'd fight over who's going to get the red ones because I'd be damned if I was going to get those yellow pine sol tasting pieces of shit. And there was nobody I argued with more than my next door neighbor, Michael. Because Michael was an asshole and a liar. Now I'm going to give you an example of an argument, and I'm going to break it down into 3 phases. The first phase is Michael saying something completely untrue, totally fabricated, and borderline retarded. One time my dad was on an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger. Shut the fuck up, Michael. No, he wasn't. Yeah, he was a bad guy, and he got to roundhouse Chuck Norris. Oh my God, Michael, you are a fucktard. Jesus. Don't call me fucktard, Jesus. I didn't call you a fucktard, Jesus. I know you are, but what am I? Phase 2. Michael repeats the phrase, I know you are, but what am I, over and over again until he's fucking blue in the face. I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? Michael, shut the fuck up before I crack you in the face with this fucking vortex football. Which was a bluff. I wouldn't hit him because if you did hit Michael, he'd fucking cry and he'd run in his house, go get his mom, and she'd come outside and yell at you. But you know what? Sometimes it was worth it. Oh, shit. Here, Michael, hit me back. Hit me back, quick. Make it even. Hit me back. Hey, he hit me back. We're even. But if you manage to not pummel Michael's face in and give him a Lindsay Lohan makeover, you would advance to phase 3. Yeah, well, my dad could beat up your dad. My dad could beat up your dad. That's right. Before we were battling Pokemon, we were battling each other's dads. Your dad could beat up my dad, Michael? That's funny, because number 1, no the fuck he can't, and number 2, your dad works at Home Depot. Yeah, my dad would bite off all your fingers like they were fish sticks. Shut the fuck up, Michael. What are you talking about? What is your dad, a goddamn Rottweiler? Like, that was really what we were fighting about. I could see myself just walking up to my dad. Hey, Dad, can you go outside and fight Michael's dad? What the hell are you talking about? I'm saying get out there and go whoop some ass, because I'll be damned if I'm going to have some little itty-bitty bitch daddy. And in this corner, he's been stealing his neighbor's cable for 6 years, Tyler's dad. And in the opposite corner, he once drank 5 beers in 3 minutes, and he was a bad guy in an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger. No, he fucking wasn't. Michael's Pop Pop. But you know what? That never happened. I wish it did. It would have made a better story. Over every little thing. What the fuck is this shit? The peas are touching the fucking mashed potatoes. What are you trying to kill me? And then there's people like me We never complain about shit. A waiter could come out with my food and push a plate in front of me that had nothing but like 2 turds on a plate. And I'd look at him and be like, this looks great, thanks. I just feel bad. I feel like an asshole if I complain about my food. Maybe it's because I worked in the food industry before, or maybe it's because there's people starving in third world countries like Kenya or fucking South Detroit. But when I do eat out somewhere, I like to apply a little rule called the 2-hair limit. Because there's nothing worse than finding a hair in your food. Except maybe like somebody else's toenails or like a used tampon or something. And if I do find a hair in my food, well then I just do my best to pretend that never even happened. What hair? I didn't find no damn hair. Probably just like a weird noodle or something. Definitely not somebody's crotch hair though, I know that. But if I take another bite and I find another fucking hair, that's it, dinner's done. And it's always the nastiest, longest goddamn hair you've ever seen in your life. What the hell is this shit? What did a fucking woolly mammoth make my food? But you don't gotta worry about that shit with a fancy restaurant. I don't go to a lot of fancy restaurants, but we did go to one in Chicago one time. It was way out of our league. The fucking menus at this place were like nicer than my high school yearbook and shit. We walk into this place and we are instantly out of character. Everybody in there is dressed up and looking like the fucking Monopoly guy. I look over at my buddy Gary and he's wearing a fucking Chive t-shirt. Everybody's looking up from their plates and staring at us because they can smell the pour off us. Do we gotta take our shoes off before we come in? Can we wear shoes in here? I don't know what I'm doing. They sit us next to this real ritzy family, and I'm pretty sure we just ruined their dinner instantly. I can hear their conversations next to us, and they don't sound anything like our conversations. Investment, mutual, stock option, blardy, money, mathematics, blah. One time my cat threw up in the kitchen, and I stepped in it barefoot. But we were like, you know what? Fuck these people. Let's get the most expensive steak that they have here. That'll show their hoity-toity asses. And I look at the menu, and there's a $100 steak on there. What the fuck does a $100 steak taste like? Well, we're about to find out. I'm asking the waiter, do I get a hand job before or after I get the steak? Because for $100 fucking dollars, there better be a hand job somewhere in the goddamn equation. So they give us this steak. This thing's humongous. They're charging us like shipping and handling fees just to bring the goddamn thing out. And we ate it. We ate it all, like kings. And I grabbed a microphone and I stood up and I said, you see, you fucking fancy pants Monopoly people? Us poor people can eat your fancy pants steak. So go fuck yourselves. Don't pass go, don't collect $200, and go fuck yourselves. And then I dropped the mic and got the hell out of there. But before we left, we had to pay our bill. And when I was looking at the bill, I was like, oh, piss. It looked like a 3-year-old was playing with a calculator and just put a bunch of random numbers in there. And as I'm sitting there, all I can think about is the ending of Home Alone 2, where Kevin McAllister's dad's flipping out at the room service bill, and he's like, Kevin, you spent $958 million bajillion on a stupid-ass steak in Chicago? No shit, I gotta go. My dad's pissed. Here, homeless lady, have a turtle dove. And I just want to say, that's pretty shitty of Kevin McAllister giving this goddamn homeless lady a fucking turtle dove. My fucker's parents are rich as hell. They're in a hotel room full of free shit. This bitch is out here sleeping under a bridge with a bunch of pigeons. Oh yeah, no, thanks, Kevin. Thanks for the fucking Christmas tree ornament. I'm sure I'll put it on my fucking Christmas tree that I don't have. If I don't fucking freeze to death first, you fucking 10-year-old bitch. See if I fucking save your ass from Daniel Stern again. All right, this is for all you heartbroken bastards out there that just got done with an excruciating breakup because they had their heart ripped out of their chest, still beating, thrown to the ground, and tap danced on. I know what you're going through. You thought you had something special. You're telling all your friends, hey, guess what? I found where rainbows come from. They come from this person's asshole right over there. And everything's all hunky-dory, filled with chicken nuggets and hot dogs and asshole rainbows. But as time goes by, you start arguing a little bit more, and then a lot more, and those asshole rainbows, well, they start to kind of fizzle out, and all that's left is a bunch of shit. And then you actually break up, and man, does that suck. They move all their shit out, you come home from work and your house looks like it was raided by the wet bandits in Home Alone. Half your shit's gone. Weeks later, you're still finding things missing in the house. She took the goddamn can opener! Son of a bitch! She left me the goddamn aluminum foil and the hydrogen peroxide, but she couldn't leave me the goddamn fucking can opener! And so there you are, sitting there with your fucking can of tuna that you can't even open. Sitting there in total silence in an empty house. Oh, so this is why people kill themselves. And you're absolutely depressed. Your friends are trying to get you to come out, take your mind off of things. Hey, you should come out with us tonight. No can do, bro. I'm busy tonight. I gotta cry in my car and get drunk. Oh, come on, just go out with us. Nope, I gotta cry in my car and get drunk. Oh, come on. I said I gotta cry in my fucking Ford Taurus and get drunk. God damn it! And then you finally do drag your lifeless carcass out, try to have a good time with your friends, but you can't even pay attention. All you can think about is whoever your ex is seeing these days. Yeah, he played Mr. Roper on Three's Company, you remember? Hey, asshole, you listening to me? Hey, are you all right?
During the back-to-school sale at Furniture Row, every sofa, dining group, and bed is on sale. So outfitting your off-campus studio or secluded study nook is elementary. Plus, get the Colorado Twin for only $149.99. The back-to-school sale on now at Furniture Row.
You go. It's like when you go to your friend's house and his hyper-ass little brother always wants to wrestle with you, and he grabs onto your leg and he won't fucking let go of your fucking leg, even though you want him to fucking let go of your fucking leg, but he just fucking won't. You're walking around like an asshole and he's clinging on for dear life. Yeah, that's what it's like. And you try to get rid of all the shit that reminds you of her. You burn her house down in Minecraft. You're posting song lyrics on Facebook every day like, yeah, she'll see these fucking sad-ass Bon Jovi lyrics and she'll know it's about her. But then a few weeks, months, years, maybe a lifetime goes by and you start feeling a little better. You start smiling again and things are looking all right. But then your fucking brain comes in. Hey, I just wanted to remind you, everything's not all right and you're probably gonna die alone. All right, see you later. But you just gotta keep going. I mean, how many fucking lyrics can you post to Facebook anyways? Shake that little bastard off your leg. Have a few drinks. Lord knows I have. Ask the month of November. Yeah, he had a few drinks, all right. Get out there and find some more asshole rainbows. Nope, no rainbows in here. Just poop. But the poop is green. All right, so the other night, my doorbell was ringing. And I get off my ass and I prance over the door all excited. Oh, who can it be? Who can it be? I rip the door open. Oh, shit. It's some guy that's gonna try to sell me something. Oh, fuck. I can see it on his face. He can see it on my face. I'm definitely not excited. And he's like, whoa, don't slam the door in my face. Let me offer you this free bottle of laundry detergent. And I'm like, laundry detergent, huh? And it's free? And he's like, well, it's free if you let me try to sell you a vacuum cleaner. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. You know, I'll listen to this dude's little spiel for 10 minutes. Well, this dude brings in a box that's big enough to fit a fucking swing set in my house. And he just starts piecing together the Rolls Royce of vacuum cleaners. He's unloading hundreds of parts, looking like Tony Stark's about to build the fucking Iron Man in my goddamn living room. And he's just flying through it fast as hell. I'm talking like Forrest Gump putting together an M14 fast. He puts this damn thing together and it is colossal. This fucking thing looks like something the goddamn Power Rangers would call the Megazord to fight against. Well, this guy pulls out a bottle of sand and he plops it right on my living room rug. And then he proceeds to get on his hands and knees and smush it in with his elbows. A grown-ass man on all fours like a little kitty cat. Then he shows me how good his Megazord vacuum cleaner can clean sand, and I'm like, what the fuck would I have sand in here to begin with, dude? What, am I throwing a fucking beach party in my living room? Well, after that, he just starts going ham, just starts cleaning everything in the house. It'll clean your dining room, your couch, your cat, the rim of your asshole, you name it, it'll do it. Like, okay, whoa, take it easy, bud. He's like, no, you listen here, shithead. It'll shampoo your carpets, too. He was so excited, I didn't want to break his heart, so I'm like, go ahead, shampoo it, and then he did. But he just shampooed a third of the rug. So 2/3 of it looks like shit. It's a completely different shade from that one little corner that he did. Like, well, that looks stupid as hell, but thank you. And after, like, every 20 seconds, he'd, like, turn over and look at me and judge my reaction. I'm like, what, dude? It's a vacuum cleaner. I know, it's pretty cool, I guess, but I'm not gonna sit here and jerk off to it right in front of you. And then he's like, you know what? How about you get your vacuum cleaner out here? And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. And he's like, get the fucking vacuum cleaner out here. I'm like, okay, I'll get it out. I'll wheel it out. So I wheel the goddamn thing out there, and he's like, oh, a Bissell. I bet you get a lot of bitches with this thing. I bet this thing doesn't even have a 3rd generation intake manifold for the gasket relay. I'm like, what the fuck ever, dude? I don't know, okay? All right, it's a vacuum cleaner. I know your fancy pants vacuum's way better, okay? But I don't need a fucking iPod dock on my goddamn vacuum. I need a vacuum that'll clean up Cocoa Pebbles when I get a little too rambunctious, okay? And this dude legitimately asked me if I'm interested in his $2,500 holy fuck vacuum. I tell him no, I'm not. That was the down payment of the car that's parked in the driveway. So he gets on the phone with his boss, like he's Howie Mandel on Deal or No Deal. And he's like, can we get down? Can we lower the price a little bit? And at this point, I'm like, look, Uncle Rico, I don't care how much Tupperware you're trying to sell me, or if the miniature sailboat comes with it. I'm not buying a goddamn vacuum tonight. And then I watch the light in this man's life just flicker out. Because at this point, he knows that he's got to pack all this shit back up in that fucking box somehow. The poor guy spends the next 20 minutes just totally devastated while he's disassembling the fucking robot from Rocky IV. And I'm just standing there like a pissed off parent, like, you made the mess, clean it up. Clean up all this before I rub your nose in it. 2 hours he was in my house. 0 vacuums were bought. But fuck me, I got my one free bottle of laundry detergent. God damn it. Alright, so I was at this bar not too long ago, and I had to take a piss. So I saunter off to the men's room, and at this particular bar, the bathroom's made up of 1 stall and 2 urinals. Now, it's worth noting that these 2 urinals, well, they're about 4 centimeters apart. Needless to say, you gotta get a little comfortable with whoever you're pissing next to. You're so close to the other guy that you kind of just want to be like, you know what, fuck it. You want to share a urinal? Let's share a urinal. We might as well. So I walk in, and of course, there's already somebody at the urinal. And of course, there's already somebody duking it up in the stall. All right, whatever, fuck it. Time to get cozy and be pee-pals with whoever this strange man is over here. So I squeeze in next to this guy, and he's all pissed off and does this little sigh like, come on, dude, can't you go piss in the sink or something? Like, listen, buddy, I don't like this any more than you do, all right?
Tubi, free movies and live TV. Download today and get started.
Sounds coming from the Tinkling area. I kind of like glance over at this dude's face and kind of give him the nod like, hey, what's up, buddy? And he's got this paranoid look on his face. A face that I've never seen on a human being's head before. Looks like he just swallowed a bunch of pennies or something like that. Now, it's worth noting that I don't have a shy bladder. At least not when I'm halfway drunk, which is what I was. When I'm halfway drunk, I can piss in public, I can piss in front of my grandparents, in front of a school field trip, you name it, I can piss it. I can piss standing on this dude's shoulders if I wanted to. But as soon as I notice that this guy's not peeing, my brain kicks in and is like, hey, you know what would be weird? If you couldn't piss either, and you guys just stood there with your dicks out. And as soon as I thought it, well, it sure the fuck happened. I'm pushing. God damn it, am I pushing. My eyes are bulging out of my head. My face is turning all red and shit. Nothing's coming out, though. A fucking puff of dust hits the back of the urinal. Now we're just 2 grown men holding our dicks. Yeah, I'm here at the great pissing stalemate of 2016, where 2 grown men, dick in hand, can't piss in front of each other. That sounds awful, Tom. Is there any end in sight? No way, Bill. Both are completely insecure, and neither one of them want to be the weirdo that just hovered their dick in front of a urinal for 3 minutes for no goddamn reason. I'm standing there thinking like, God, if my dad could see me now. You know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna stand here until I explode. I don't give a shit. I'm standing my ground. I'm not peeing. You're not peeing. What the hell are we doing here holding our ding-dongs for? What are we practicing? Like 30 seconds go by and we're both standing here pretending like this isn't the most awkward moment of our lives. It's a very tense moment. Like Clarice talking to Hannibal Lecter. Tense.
Hello, Clarice.
Dr. Lecter, it's Jodie Foster.
Quid pro quo, Clarice. Quid pro quo.
Jodie Foster, look how handsome I am.
Some guy walks in the middle of all this shit, sees what's going on, is like, nope, I want nothing to do with this weirdness. I'll go piss in the street. The dude pooping in the stalls, wondering what the hell's going on out there. Are you guys still in here? Finally, after what seems like a goddamn eternity, my piss partner sees an opening. He finally gets the courage to piss. I don't know what's going on. Eye of the tiger. This is it, the big moment. He finally lets loose for a whole half a goddamn second. He pissed just enough to fill up a thimble. And then he zips up and runs out of there like the building's on fire. Holy shit, I won. I did it. I won pissing stalemate 2016. I was so relieved. I swear to God, I could have just dropped my pants around my ankles and pissed like the weird kid did in first grade. All bare-assed and all. The pooping dudes clapping for me. I left that bathroom feeling relieved, hoping somebody was going to give me like a sash or something. Pissing champion 2016. But no, there's no confetti, no celebratory applause. But I did get to avoid eye contact with that other guy the entire rest of the night, so that was rewarding. I kind of felt bad for him. I was thinking about going up to him, maybe buying him a beer. Just be like, look, dude, sorry it got all emotional in there. I'd shake your hand, but your dick was in it, so here's a Michelob Ultra. All right, so this is a story about getting fat. It happens to a lot of us, I know. For me, it happened in my early 20s, and it sucked, to say the least. Because back in high school, I only weighed like 140 pounds, thanks to the poverty diet, if you will. Eating once a day and sleeping when you're hungry. The poverty diet. Good. Now for me, I am 5'10" when I'm lying to people, that is. In reality, I'm 5'9" when I'm telling the truth. So 140 pounds is pretty skinny, I have to say. Well, like a lot of people after high school, I decided to eat everything in the world, all of the time, like a pregnant woman facing the apocalypse. I'm talking Del Taco and Jimmy John's and Cold Stone Creamery.
Like it, love it, gotta fucking have it.
Well, next thing you know, I'm in my early 20s, and I'm pretty chunky. I'm not, Brendan Fraser fat, but I'm pretty bloated, I can tell you that. I had like the physique of a dead body you'd find in an apartment 3 or 4 days afterwards. But I didn't really realize I was fat at the time. I mean, maybe subconsciously I had an idea. I don't really like having my picture taken anymore. Am I always winded halfway through tying my own tennis shoes? Sometimes when I fart, my heart hurts. What the hell's up with that? Ow! Owie!
Angina.
The day I finally realized I was fat was the day that I decided to shave off my little beard that I have on my chin. You see, I got a little bit of chin fuzz right here, right? It's pretty insignificant. I don't even fucking draw it on my cartoon character, for Christ's sake. But for the sake of this story, let's put a little beard on there. Nice. Looks good. Fuck it, I want a soul patch, too. Yeah, sweet. So on this day, I decide to shave off my little play school baby beard, and to my surprise, it reveals a goddamn double chin. Look at me, I'm your fat fucking face. Oh, piss! I'm fat now? Who did this to me? Well, you did, you fat son of a bitch, that's who. Don't you remember all the Arby's and the Burger King and the chicken nuggets? Yeah, lo and behold, it all went to your ass now, and your fat fucking face. Good job. So that day, I have a very frank conversation with myself in the bathroom mirror. I don't remember what I said, something along the lines of, "Stop being a fat piece of shit, you fat piece of shit." You know, words of encouragement. That's how I talk to myself. It's healthy, all right? So naturally, I make the executive decision to start working out. And by working out, I mean the Wii Fit board in my living room. My ex-girlfriend at the time had a Wii Fit, all right? You guys remember the Wii Fit? Huh? The little balance board that would double as a scale? You do a bunch of planks and Pilates and shit. All the exercises that your lesbian aunt does on a daily basis. Yeah, I tried that out. Why not? I'm comfortable with my masculinity. My dad's not there to judge me, okay? Fuck it. I'm gonna give the Wii Fit a whirl. Now, I gotta say, the Wii Fit does not pull any punches whatsoever. I hop on that balance board, and it's like, one person at a time on the Wii Fit board, please.
It literally just takes a few taps. I snap a picture of my items, Depop tells me what to charge, and it's listed in seconds. And the best part is, there are no seller fees. So what it sells for is actually mine to keep. Download Depop and turn your closet into a side hustle.
They call the zoo, we got a live one. And you're not 5'10", you lying piece of shit. Nice try. Ah, damn it. And then if that wasn't enough, it gives you something that's called a Wii Fit age, which is where it takes how fat and unbalanced you are, and gives you a new age that is based on how big of a piece of shit you are. What's that? You think you're 22 years old? Not anymore, bitch. Your Wii Fit age is fucking 49-year-old fat Dan Aykroyd. How do you like that shit? God damn, Nintendo games are fucking mean as hell these days. What the hell? So I started doing my little bullshit jazzercises for the next 3 weeks. And I gotta say, I didn't see too much of a result. But I can't really blame the Wii Fit. I mean, I was still eating like a wild animal at the time, so yeah, don't fucking pin it all on me. You can't outwork a bad diet, you fat piece of shit. So naturally, I make another executive decision to start eating healthy. So I call up my mom, the only healthy person that I really know, and I'm like, "Mom, hi. Hey, what's some healthy shit I can eat?" I don't know, tuna's good for you. And vegetables, have you had vegetables? Tuna and vegetables. Never heard of them. What else you got? I read somewhere that chia seeds are good for you too. Now, at first I was like, chia seeds? Like, chia? Like chia pets? Those chia seeds? And she's like, yeah, they're supposed to be high in fiber. They're supposed to be really good for you to eat. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, you just eat the whole head? No, you stupid asshole. The seeds that are in the head. They sell them at Kroger's in a package. So off I go to the grocery store to stock up on tuna, cans of peas, and chia seeds. That's going to be my dinner for the next indefinite amount of time, till I stop being a fat son of a bitch. Well, about 6 months go by, and I decide to go to the doctor. And the doctor's like, what the fuck? You've been eating tuna every day for the past 6 months? Do you know how much mercury is in tuna? Mercury? Like the planet? No, you stupid asshole. Like the heavy metal that's toxic to your body. Stop eating tuna every day. You're gonna turn into a goddamn Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. So naturally I go home and totally ignore everything that my fucking doctor said. To hell with him, I'm losing weight with this diet, all right? I'm down 10 pounds. Even my Wii Fit age is going down, for Christ's sake. Who gives a shit if I got so much mercury in my bloodstream that I'm basically a human thermometer? It's 47.695 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Would you like to know the wind chill? No, dude, what the fuck? Now, I gotta say that there's one big problem with this stupid little bullshit diet of mine. It's not the tuna, it's not the peas, it's the goddamn chia seeds. You see, I start sprinkling chia seeds on basically everything that I eat. I'm talking chia seeds on my lunch, chia seeds on my dinner, on my fucking toothpaste in the morning. I'm eating too many goddamn chia seeds is what I'm getting at, all right? Well, imagine my surprise when I go to take a shit one day and I realize that I can't. You see, what my mom failed to tell me about chia seeds is that the fiber in them will make your shit about 10 times more dense than normal. Now, I don't know what it's like to shit an actual cinder block, but thanks to chia seeds, I got a rough idea, I can tell you that. It feels like I'm trying to shit an actual chia pet out of my rectum, is what it feels like. Like somebody's trying to move a pool table through a fucking doggy door. Oh God, this is not gonna work. I got way too much poop and way too little asshole right now. This is dangerous. Now look, I don't want to get graphic, as if I'm not graphic already. But let's be honest, I'm here talking to you guys right now, so I obviously survived this whole little fucking nightmare of an ordeal. Just know it took like 20 minutes, a rosary, and possibly a fucking shoehorn, but I did get through that fucking mess. And it was indeed one of those shits where you gotta like lean on one butt cheek, just so you can see what the fuck just Ace Ventura 2'd your asshole to death. Jesus Christ, somebody chop it up with a shovel. Maybe it'll flush. Well, after that shitty debacle, you can probably guess what I did next. I fucking weighed myself on the Wii Fit board. That's what I did. And you bet your ass I was down a few pounds, and I was the youngest Wii Fit age that I've ever been. So that's it. That's the story of how I got fat and how I got unfat. It's inspirational, isn't it? Should be a Disney movie. And if you're not inspired, well, that's okay too. But I hope at the very least I opened your eyes to the dangers of
chia seed overconsumption.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck the FDA is doing, but they need to put some warning labels on those packages. Or at least a goddamn public service announcement or some shit. Oh, God! Give me a midwife! Anybody! Chia seeds. Not even once. All right, so for no particular reason, today we're going to talk about 10 things that drive me nuts. All right, here we go.
Number 1.
When people leave toilet seats up in the bathroom. Now, this has nothing to do with me being polite and chivalrous, but it has everything to do with me being 5 years old back in the day and staying the night at my aunt's house one night. Well, in the middle of the night, I woke up to take a squat in her bathroom, but I couldn't find the light switch on the wall, so I decided to go ahead and Helen Keller it and poop in the dark. And yeah, you guessed it, the toilet seat was up, and I fell right into the goddamn toilet. And yeah, my uncle's piss was in the toilet bowl. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it was a fun time. Real rootin' tootin' disaster, if you ask me. So yeah, I got a little PTSD when I see a toilet seat up, all right? You go swim around in uncle piss for a few seconds and see how that affects your life.
Number 2.
Having stupid-ass songs stuck in my head. And by stupid-ass songs, I don't mean like Lou Bega's Mambo No. 5 or something like that. I'm talking about stupid songs where you don't even know where they came from to begin with. I'd be standing at the kitchen sink doing the dishes like, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, my oh my. What the fuck am I singing right now? Why? Why, Brain? Why is that stuck in my head? You don't like zippity-doo-dah? No, Brain, I don't like fucking zippity-doo-dah. God, play some Smash Mouth or some Creed or something. God damn.
Quarters in session, a verdict is in. Number 3.
Now with free shipping on Vinted, that nothing to wear feeling doesn't have to last. Discover great deals on the app. Browse, save, and shop from sellers across the country. Sell and buy pre-loved fashion with free shipping. Download Vinted today.
Happy it Thanksgiving. Get soon. Feel good. 3. Bye-bye. Uncle Bob. The fuck is that, Uncle Bob? God damn. I know your ass still has a flip phone, but I don't know, utilize fucking T9. That's still a thing, right? Half the time, I don't even reply. But if I do reply, it'll be something like, no, quit it, knock it off.
Number 5.
Every single goddamn computer printer I have ever met in my adult life. They're all pieces of shit, and they never fucking work.
Number 6.
I hate when I have to piss in public and I go in the bathroom and all the stalls and all the urinals are taken. So then you just kind of got to stand there and watch a bunch of grown men piss like a weirdo. Why is that guy just watching us piss? I don't know, it's freaking me out and I can't go. Yeah, well, I'm not having fun either back here. Can you guys shake it off and fucking let me have a turn? Fuck it, I'll just piss in the sink. The hell with you guys.
Number 7.
My wife's talk-to-text bullshit that she does all the time, even though she knows it never fucking comes out right. She'll be in her car somewhere and be like, "Blip, be home soon. Want anything from Chick-fil-A?" And what I'll get on my end is, "Priest home soon. Adam Levine, Dick Parlay?" Dick Parlay? What the guy from fucking Maroon 5? The hell is that supposed to mean? No, quit it, knock it off.
Number 8.
When our dog Otis decides to sit and straddle the carpet like some kind of gross slut, does this make you uncomfortable? It makes me uncomfortable, I can tell you that. I can be in the best mood possible, but if I walk in the living room and see that shit, it fucking ruins everything. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity, oh, sick, Otis. Pull your dog dick off the carpet. Children play there, for Christ's sake. What the hell's the matter with you?
Number 9.
Old people at the grocery store, standing right where you need to be, just looking up at shit. Is this the porridge aisle? Porridge? This motherfucker, I swear to God, there hasn't been porridge since the 1880s. Now get out of the goddamn way with your fucking Goldilocks and the Three Bears ass. Skedaddle, get. I swear to God, one of these days I'm gonna just physically remove an old person from Kroger's. And everybody around me is gonna cheer like I just gave a 5-year-old CPR.
Number 10.
Sometimes our kids do this really cool thing where they decide to take a shit in the bathroom, then not flush the toilet, and then, oh yeah, why not? Let's shut the door and let our pissy, shitty smell marinate the bathroom for a few hours. That sounds fun, doesn't it? Well, guess who's the first one to open the door back up? My unassuming ass, that's who. Blech. Oh, God. So now every time I enter the bathroom, beforehand, I gotta put some fucking Vicks vapor rub under my nose like I'm a detective about to enter a crime scene with a possible dead body. But that's all right. You know why? Because I'm gonna get them all back. Because what I'm gonna do is buy them Taco Bell for dinner one night, and then right when they're going to bed, I'm gonna fucking flip the toilet seat up, duct tape the light switch on the wall, and I'm just gonna sit there and wait like it's a goddamn Home Alone booby trap. And when they go to Helen Keller it in the bathroom later that night, well, I will sit there and I will laugh and laugh and laugh. So that's it. That's 10 things that drive me nuts. Stay tuned for the next episode of 10 Things, 10 more things that drive me nuts. How about that? All right. Bye-bye. All right, so this is a story I'm not particularly proud of, but I'm going to tell it anyways. And yeah, it's a story about me almost getting a DUI. And I was guilty, I got to say. I'm not going to try to Bill Clinton it and be like, I did not inhale 5 Miller Lights that night. No, I did. I totally drank 5 Miller Lights one night, and I drove my car like an idiot. You can sit there and watch this and judge me, and I deserve it. And we can even pretend like you didn't go to a Mexican restaurant last week and drink 4 margaritas and then stumble out to the parking lot to drive your car like, I'm good, I'm fine, tip-top shape, really. Yeah, we'll pretend, all right? I'll be the only bad guy that's ever drove under the influence, all right? We'll pretend. I'm going to go ahead and tell this story for 2 reasons. Number 1 being that it was like 10 years ago, and I think the statute of limitations is probably up for this sort of thing. I don't know. I'm not a legal mind. And number 2, maybe, just maybe, we can all learn something from my stupid, irresponsible antics. All right, rewind. Summer of 2016, a.k.a. the summer of
Pokemon Go.
You guys remember Pokemon Go? Remember that whole thing? When we were all catching fake animals on our phones, all virtual reality-like? You're catching Pokemon in your backyard and catching them in your kitchen. You wake up in the morning, there's a fucking Mr. Mime at the foot of your bed and shit. Mime! Mr. Mime! Ah! Oh, shit! What the fuck? Now you might be sitting there like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? Wait a minute, did you get a fucking DUI playing Pokemon Go? Well, no, you stupid asshole, I didn't. I almost got a DUI playing Pokemon Go. All right? Almost being the key word. And yeah, I realize how ridiculous of a sentence that is. What kind of fucking rock and roll lifestyle was I living back then 10 years ago? What the fuck? Well, it all started one night when I was at my wife's house. Well, she was my girlfriend at the time. That sounded fucking weird. And we're sitting there having a few Miller Lights, playing the old Pokemon Go, having a real rootin' tootin' time. Actually, it wasn't even that fun of a game, I gotta say. Especially fucking living in Ohio. All the Pokemon we caught were like Rattatas. That was all we got. Rat Pokemon, that's what Ohio gets. You get all the rat ones. Neat. Hooray. Well, after about 5 Miller Lights, the good old-fashioned Taco Bell starts a-calling my name. Come hither. I have cheesy gordita crunches, and you can get acid reflux. It'll be fun. Come on. Yeah, what can I say? Miller Lite and Taco Bell, they kind of go together hand in hand, don't they? Pretty sure it's a fucking combo meal at this point. Now, I'm not exactly shitty. I'm not like, Uncle Bill drunk in the garage with his fucking weird friends shitty. I'm more like Uncle Bill at a little kid's birthday party at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Semi-shitty. I'm not making excuses, all right? That sure fucking sounds like you're making excuses, you piece of shit. I'm not, all right? You don't drink and drive, all right? In fact, let's get this out of the way right now.
Brewstew Films does not condone drinking and driving. Don't be a piece of...
Catch some goddamn fake animals. So we pull into a public library parking lot at 1 o'clock in the morning. And if you don't know anything about public library parking lots at 1 in the morning, you're not supposed to fucking be there. It's a little suspect, if you will. Apparently, that's the time and place where people like to buy smack. Who would have thought? So we're sitting there catching all our fucking rattatas. We're knee-deep in rattatas at this point. We're like the goddamn Team Rocket of Northwest Ohio. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Well, imagine my surprise when I look up in the rearview mirror and I see a goddamn police officer walking up to my car. Well, at this point, I'm just like, oh, fuck. I'm going to jail tonight. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to fucking spread my butt cheeks apart for somebody. Probably gonna have to deal with the goddamn Aryan Brotherhood or some shit. What the hell are you in here for? Trying to catch fake animals under the influence? What about you? I killed a dog with a hammer. Oh, fuck, all right. So am I like your bitch now, or how does this work? So simultaneously, I try to act as sober as possible and not poop my pants in front of my future wife. Good evening, officer. What brings you to the library? Are you here to return some cop books? The fuck, no. The hell are you doing idling your car outside of a public library at 1 o'clock in the morning? Oh, you know, just trying to catch these fake animals on this here telephone. Now look, if you've never tried to explain what the hell Pokemon Go is to a cop that's in his mid-50s that probably doesn't even know what the fuck a smartphone is, well, you're not gonna sound like a fucking sober person, I can tell you that. You're gonna sound like a drunk maniac. Oh, you see, you gotta go around and catch these fake animals with a magic ball, and then you take your fake animal and you fight other fake animals, and then you have fun. You see? No, I don't see. What the hell are you talking about? What are you on, fucking mescaline? No, I'm not. What about 5 Miller Lights? Are you on that? Huh? I'd like to consult an attorney before I answer that loaded-ass question, actually. Thank you very much. So yeah, you guessed it. I gotta get my ass out of the car and do a sobriety test or 2, or 3, or 9. I'm just standing there thinking about how disappointed my 5th grade DARE officer would be right now. You made an oath to me and your future self, you piece of shit. What the hell are you doing? And to make matters worse, we're literally right across the street from my wife's house. I can see it from where I'm at. Just standing there waving at me and shit. Hello, stupid ass. Good luck with your sobriety tests. So before we even start, I'm like, officer, our house is right there. We can just walk home if you'd like. Oh, that's your house, is it? Then why the fuck did you drive in a car 90 feet to a parking lot? Now, at first I wanted to be like, well, because we were going to go to Taco Bell afterwards, which is even farther. But then I decided not to divulge that kind of information. Probably not a good idea. So I go ahead and start doing my sobriety tests. And lo and behold, 2 more cop cars show up to the scene. What the fuck? Now I'm an entire spectacle at this point. People are out on their porches and shit. The fuck is going on out here? Did they catch the Zodiac Killer? What the hell? Now, if you've watched my cartoons before, you'll know that this isn't my first time doing a sobriety test. Hell, it's not even my second time. Needless to say, I fucking know my way around a sobriety test. And yes, that is the trashiest thing I've ever said in my life. Put that shit on my headstone when I die. I don't give a fuck. So I end up passing all the fucking sobriety tests that this cop gives me. I'm not bragging about my sobriety test skills. Yeah, sounds like you fucking are, you piece of shit. I'm not, all right? But I did pass them. But this cop still is under suspicion that I'm on some kind of narcotic or some kind of barbiturate of some sort. Well, luckily, these 2 other cops walk up, and they're like, so what the hell's going on here? Oh, well, you see, this asshole's talking about catching fake animals? I don't know, I think he's on peyote or some shit. Now, luckily for me, one of those cops was under the age of 95, and he knew what the fuck Pokemon Go was. Catching fake animals? Oh, you mean like Pokemon Go? Oh, I play that too. Look, I got a Mr. Mime right here. Mime, Mr. Mime, ah! So now that my stupid catching fake animals alibi checks out, the cop agrees to let me go. But he still doesn't think that that's our house across the street. It doesn't add up to him. All right, I guess you can go then, if that is indeed your house across the street. And I'm just standing there like, why the fuck would I lie about that? What the hell am I gonna do? Walk up to a random-ass house and try to go in? Uh-oh, looks like the door's locked. No problem, I'll take the window. Whatever, who cares? We got the hell out of there. cut our losses with the goddamn cheesy gordita crunches at the Taco Bell, and I deleted my fucking Pokemon Go account. Fuck it. Don't need that shit in my life. So yeah, that's the story about how I almost got a DUI playing Pokemon Go like a stupid asshole. I hope you learned something. So maybe when your ass is 5 Miller Lights deep, you will resist the fucking siren song that is Taco Bell and cheesy gordita crunches. And then you can be a good little boy and not drink and drive and not end up in jail somewhere wearing prison mascara, holding somebody's inside out pocket and shit. Don't be a piece of shit, don't drink and drive. The end. All right, now a lot of you guys don't know this, but I've been playing guitar now for almost 20 years. Yeah, that's right, since the year 2006. You guys remember the year 2006? AKA the year that Guitar Hero took over the world? Everybody was playing Guitar Hero back then. All your friends were, your drunk dad was, Obama. I mean, personally, I was pretty good at Guitar Hero. I beat the game on Expert, no big deal. Sure, I got a paltry 69% on Bark at the Moon, but I still won, okay? I still beat it. Well, after I indeed became a Guitar Hero on a fake plastic guitar, I got the grand idea to become a real Guitar Hero on a real guitar. Imagine that. Bet you some of you guys did as well, didn't ya? Back in 2006, when we had hopes and dreams. So the day after my 16th birthday, I take all my birthday money and I head on down to my local Guitar Center. Now, your first time at Guitar Center can be a little intimidating, I have to say, especially when you don't know shit about guitars like I did. I'm just standing there looking at them like, well, where's all the colorful buttons at? It doesn't have a whammy bar? How do you engage the star power? What the fuck is going on? Not to mention every Guitar Center has to have at least one asshole who's not there to buy a guitar or anything. He's just strictly there to show off his skills and make you feel like shit. Yeah, how you like that shit, you little schoolboy bitch? That sounded pretty good. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Now, originally, I was going to buy an acoustic guitar for whatever reason. I don't know why. Apparently, I was going to be the next fucking Uncle Cracker or some shit. So there I am in Guitar Center's little acoustic clubhouse. Just me and some guy with a fucking ponytail looking at guitars. And I'm feeling uncomfortable, I have to say. I don't know how to do shit on a guitar. My Uncle Steve did teach me an E minor chord for whatever that's worth. Yeah, there you go. That sounds good. I just learned a couple more chords and maybe you'll get laid someday. Oh, really? That's neat. So there I am, strumming away my shitty E minor. I throw a couple of these bad boys in there. There you go. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Good tone on this one. I know what the fuck I'm doing in here, that's for sure. Well, out of nowhere, this ponytail fuckhead comes by and he's like, oh man, that thing sounds way out of tune. Here, let me see that guitar, I can help you out. And then he proceeds to tune my guitar for me like he's my dad and I'm his little son. And then I shit you not, just busts out the intro to Crazy on You by Heart. You know what I'm talking about. And then all nonchalantly is just like, yeah, that sounds better. Here you go. Have fun. Yeah, no thanks there, Mr. fucking Noodle Fingers. Think I'll just give up on my dreams now and start sucking dick for money. Thanks a lot. So I walk out of that acoustic room and contemplate walking my dumb ass right into oncoming traffic. When that's when I see it. My future guitar.
It was a cherry red Ibanez RG120 electric guitar. Ha!
I see that guitar and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one for me. That is the sleekest, most badass, stylish fucking price tag I've ever seen in my life. Look at that, right in my cheap ass price range. Just what I needed. So naturally, I go to plug it into a fucking Marshall half stack that I have absolutely no business being around. The whole Guitar Center's looking at me like, look at this asshole. Doesn't know what the fuck he's doing in life, does he? My dumb ass goes to plug this guitar in. Don't even realize the gain is through the fucking roof right now. Well, as you could guess, as soon as I go to plug in, it's all like... distortion and feedback echoes throughout the entire Guitar Center. Everybody's staring at me as if I'm just pulling my pants down and openly pooping on the ground. A Guitar Center employee runs over and is like, sir, do you need help with anything? Nope, I just need to get this guitar and I'm gonna buy it and I need to get the fuck out of here right now. So I check out of the register and run out of there like the fucking building's on fire. Never show my face in there again. But hey, no problem. I got my guitar. I'm ready to start learning. So I borrow a shitty amp from my Uncle Steve, and I watch tutorial after tutorial on YouTube. I'm talking Next Level Guitar and Marty Schwartz. I watched all that shit, and I taught myself how to play guitar. And to this day, I'm actually not that bad of a guitar player. I mean, if you didn't know how to play guitar, you'd be like, wow, you're pretty good. You should be in a band or something. But if you did know how to play guitar, you'd be like, Wow, you're really not that good. You should stop all those bad habits that you've been doing for the past 20 years that have plateaued your guitar career. Yeah, well, not everybody can be Mr. fucking Noodle Fingers now, can they, you ponytail fuck? Well, a little more than a year goes by, and suddenly my little guitar hero journey comes to an abrupt stop. Because one day I came home from school, and guess what? My guitar is nowhere to be fucking found. Oh, what the hell? I don't know if somebody stole it, if it evaporated, if it fucking self-imploded. I don't know what the fuck's going on to it. I have no idea. So I walk out to the living room and talk to my parents, and I'm like, I think my guitar was stolen. What do you guys think? Stolen? Who the hell would steal your guitar? I have no idea, but it's either that or we have fucking poltergeists in the house and they're moving my shit around. So the next day, I end up filing a police report for my cheap-ass guitar, and the cop was just like, do you have any idea who would have stolen your guitar? I don't know, maybe a crackhead? You're the cop, you tell me, I don't fucking know. I end up having my friend Brewer drive me around to like every shitty pawn shop in the Tri-County area, just on the off chance that I find my guitar hanging up in the shop somewhere. Hell, we even went to a piano store for whatever fucking reason, and this guy at the piano store got so mad at me and Brewer, I thought he was gonna murder us in cold blood. You guys have any guitars in here? Does the fucking sign outside say guitars, strictly guitars? Does it? No. Get the fuck out of my shop, you little six-string playing piece of shit. But at the end of the day, we never found my guitar, and that was it. Looks like my guitar journey was gonna come to a close. Well, fast forward a good 6 months later, I'm sitting in the living room, not doing shit because I don't have a guitar, when all of a sudden, the doorbell goes off. Bing bong! I open the door, and to my surprise, it's one of my parents' friends. Now, I'm not gonna use his real name in this, but we're just gonna call him Crackhead Jones. Why Crackhead Jones? Well, you guessed it, he was an actual crackhead. Now, I don't know why my parents hung out with a crackhead. Maybe I'll ask him that next Thanksgiving. Who the fuck knows? Oh, I don't know. He just seemed like he was funny. What? What's the big deal? Fucking crack pipe once in a while is gonna ruin a relationship? Grow up. Now, at first, I was confused why Crackhead Jones was here in the first place, because this was right after my parents moved to Las Vegas, and I was living by myself at the time. So I was like, Crackhead Jones, what are you doing here? My parents live in Vegas now. Oh, yeah, that's right, I forgot. Hey, do you want to buy a Nintendo Wii for $40? If you give me the money right now, I'll go and get it for you. Now, you might be sitting there like, you didn't really give a crackhead money and expect to get a fucking actual Nintendo Wii, right? Right? Look, I was 17 years old at the goddamn time, all right? I didn't know back then you weren't supposed to give crackheads money and that they were untrustworthy. They didn't teach me that shit in home economics class in the 9th grade. What? God damn, I'm supposed to know everything? Shit wasn't on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, was it? And this was back in 2007, all right? Do you remember the year 2007? When the Nintendo Wii was taking over everybody's lives? Everybody was playing the fucking thing? All your friends? Your drunk-ass dad? Obama? So yeah, you bet your ass I gave that crackhead $40. And sure, I was a little concerned when he sprinted away with my money at full speed, but hell, I thought he was just happy for me. It's a hell of a deal after all. So there I am, sitting on my porch, waiting for a crackhead to hand-deliver me a Nintendo Wii, and I'm just sitting there with a stupid smile on my face, just thinking about all the future Wii Sport bowling matches I'm gonna partake in. Well, about 45 minutes go by, and reality is slowly coming into view now. What if Crackhead Jones isn't getting a Nintendo Wii? What if he's just getting more crack with my $40? Fuck. And then for whatever reason, I think about that police report that I filed back when my guitar was stolen. Any idea who would have stolen your guitar? I don't know. Maybe a crackhead?
Maybe a crackhead? Crackhead?
Oh, it was Crackhead Jones the whole time. Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty sure my parents' crackhead friend stole my very first guitar. Now, I don't have any definitive proof, but looking back on it, when he would come over to our house, sometimes he'd hang out in my room and make me play fucking Neil Young songs. He'd be over there trying not to cry and shit. My, hey, hey. Oh, God, that's a beautiful song. Yeah, it is, Crackhead Jones. Can you get the fuck out of here and hang out with my parents now? You're freaking me the fuck out. But then I remember, like, one particular time, he had all these questions about my guitar in particular that in retrospect were a little suspect, if you will. Boy, that's a nice guitar. How much did it cost? You think you'd miss it if you lost it? You think it'll fit underneath my t-shirt without anybody noticing? Yeah, what a fun time it was, sitting on my porch that day, coming to that shitty realization. It was like the end of a Scooby-Doo episode, except the fucking bad guy got away. It was Crackhead Jones the whole time. And I'm gonna get away with it too, because I'm a crackhead and you're a naive, stupid-ass kid. So that's it. That's the story of my guitar journey and, you know, how I got ripped off by a crackhead 2 times in a row. But if you feel bad for me, don't. I ended up saving up more money and I bought a new guitar about 4 months later. And I still play guitar to this day. Yeah, Uncle Cracker, bitch. Also, if anybody's out there that has a cherry red Ibanez RG120 electric guitar with maybe a little crack residue on it, that was mine. Enjoy it. Now you know the origin story for that fucking guitar. The end. Oh, man. All right. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm a dad of a 4-year-old. I'm a stepdad, too, but, that job's pretty easy. All I got to do is tell them to clean their room, and that's about it. But being the dad of a 4-year-old is very tricky, because I don't even know how to talk to children in general. I talk to kids like they're adults. Like I was at the apple orchard not too long ago with my kid for a preschool field trip, and I see other parents talking to their kids like, sweetie, don't pick up the apples on the ground. They might have little wormies inside of them. Then I'm over here like, no, not the ones on the ground. What are you doing? People are going to think you're somewhere on the spectrum. You keep picking up ground apples. What the hell? Like, even when we're playing with toys on the floor, I got to make up stupid scenarios that are probably not appropriate for kids. Hey, it's me, Mr. Potato Head. Hey, can I buy some food stamps off you for 50 cents on the dollar? Nope. Oh, come on, pinchers, help me out here. I just got out of jail for doing a B&E, for Christ's sake. No way, Mr. Taterhead, no way. And it doesn't help that at 4 years old, her brain is basically a sponge. She retains anything that's set out into the ether. Not too long ago, I was sitting at the table working on a cartoon, my stupid Guitar Journey one, and I'm animating the part where I say this. We're just gonna call him Crackhead Jones. Well, guess what the day was filled with after I played that? A lot of Crackhead Joneses coming from my 4-year-old's mouth. That's fun. Crackhead Jones, Crackhead Jones. Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do to deprogram your kid's brain when they hear some shit like that, but as far as I know, they still haven't made a Men in Black neuralizer, so I'm kind of fucked in that department. And I'm sure as hell not a good teacher. I'm probably the opposite, if anything. Like at some point in my daughter's young life, she mixed up the words umbrella and gorilla. She thinks umbrellas are gorillas and gorillas are umbrellas. I don't know how it happened. I don't know when that went awry, but I can tell you a good dad would try to correct that, and a bad one would fucking lean into it, like I did. What? It's funny, all right? It is funny. We'll be at the zoo and shit, and I'll be like, all right, let's go see the umbrellas at the umbrella exhibit. We better hurry, though. It looks like it might rain. I didn't pack a gorilla to keep us dry. Haha, let's go. Fuck it. That's what school's for, right? They can iron that out. Maybe. I don't know. And speaking of school, taking her to school is like the most terrifying time of my day, because from the back seat, she will ask me the most off-the-wall questions that I'm not prepared to answer at all. Dad, what does it mean when you die? Pretty heavy question to ask at 11:45 in the morning, don't you think? Does it hurt when you die? Why does God kill people? Look, how about you ask your teachers those questions, all right? I don't know why the hell I gotta be Wikipedia every time we get in the goddamn car, but I'm sick of it. But I shit you not, that same day, I picked her up from school, and the first thing she says to me is, George Washington is dead. Oh yeah, he is. Is that what you learned in school today? George Washington doesn't know how to be alive. And I'm like, God damn it, if that's not the perfect way to explain death to a 4-year-old. That's right. When you die, you just forget how to be alive. It's as simple as that. She'll be staring at her dead goldfish one day like, remember how to be alive, you piece of shit. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Fuck it. But one of my bigger dad failures does involve me taking her to school. You see, on one particular day, we were running late, and I'm like pleading for her to get in the car. Come on, we gotta go. We gotta leave right now. We're gonna be late. I want to bring this toy to play with in the car. No, that's a chewed-up dog toy. You're not bringing a chewed-up dog toy to play with in the car. But I want to take it. All right, fine, fuck it. Take the chewed-up dog toy. I don't care. We gotta go. So we're in the car on the way to school, and out of nowhere, my daughter's like, oh yeah, that's right. Today is show and tell. And I'm like, oh shit, that's right. It's Wednesday. Show and tell's on every Wednesday. I didn't even think about it because we were running late. Well, what the hell are you gonna bring for show and tell now? Now, you might be sitting there like, you didn't let your daughter bring a chewed-up dog toy to school for show and tell, did ya? Did ya? Yeah, I did. All right. So what? What do you think? You're the fucking perfect dad? Dad of the year over there, huh? Never let your kid bring a chewed-up fucking dog toy to show and tell before? What would you do? She insisted, all right? Who am I to say no? You're not a better dad than me. What do you think you are? Fucking Mr. Beaver Cleaver from fucking Leave It to Beaver? Not everybody's perfect dad, all right? Sometimes you gotta let your kid bring a fucked up dog toy to school. So that day I'm sitting on the couch just imagining what it's like for my daughter that day. You got kids bringing in fucking Paw Patrol action figures and Bluey stuffed animals. And then there's my kid, chewed up dog toy in hand. Her teacher's staring at her like, what kind of fucking child called it lifestyle are you living back at home? You poor sweet child. So that's it. That's some of my dad failures, if you will. And if you guys like this episode, well, guess what? I could probably make another one. Because I'm a shitty dad sometimes. So be on the lookout for Dad Failures, Part 2, Dad to the Bone. The end.
I'm not going to say Crackhead Jones anymore.
You're not going to say Crackhead Jones anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Stellar.
Alright, now for those of you that don't know, we have a Rottweiler named Otis. And Otis, of course, is a big baby, but for the most part, he's a good dog. Of course he's a good dog because he's Mama's little baby.
That's right, I'm Mama's little baby, but I'm still mean. I'm a big, bad, mean dog. Bark, bark.
Well, that being said, Otis does have a few bad habits that he needs to get rid of. Like, for one, he likes to sit around the house like this, which, honestly makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why. Maybe it's because his dick's touching the carpet? I mean, who the hell wants dog dick touching the carpet, for Christ's sake? Like I said, Otis is a big baby, but he still likes to pretend that he's mean and scary. But his ass is about as intimidating as a goddamn Teletubby. Hell, I watched him bark at a basketball for like 20 minutes straight one time, and that basketball couldn't give two shits. Not to mention, Otis needs constant attention, or else he'll throw a fit like some kind of moody teenager.
Nobody rubbed my belly this morning, so I tore up this stuffed animal, and then I humped whatever was left of it.
But out of all of Otis's bad habits, I'd have to say that the most annoying one is when he brings in shit from the outside. Hey, I found this giant tree branch outside, and now it's my new best friend. And he brings in all sorts of crazy shit from outside. We're talking branches, rocks, some kid's fucking big wheel. He doesn't give a damn. I don't know what the hell this thing is, but I love it, and it's my new best friend. Well, imagine our surprise when one morning, Otis's ass comes inside the house, covered in blood, and then he spits out a fucking bone on the living room floor. Ah, sick, what the hell?
Hey, I made another new best friend. It's this dead thing outside that I've been rolling around in.
So naturally I start freaking out, thinking there's a fucking dead body in our backyard. So I go outside and inspect the fucking crime scene, and lo and behold, there's a goddamn blood trail that leads to the bottom of our deck. So now I have to scurry my ass under there with a flashlight, looking like a fucking goonie searching for Chester Copperpot and shit. Thankfully, it wasn't a human corpse that I found. Instead, it was it was a fucking animal corpse of some sort. I don't know if it was a raccoon or a possum or a fucking ocelot. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was dead as hell, I can tell you that. So naturally, I fling the corpse out into the fucking woods with a shovel, and that's the end of the story. Or at least that's what I thought was the end of it, till a few days later, when Otis's ass waltzes back into the living room, covered in blood again.
Hey, everybody, I got a bunch of red on me.
Oh, no, not again. God damn it, Otis, stop desecrating animal corpses. But upon further inspection, we realize that he's not covered in the blood of a raccoon slash possum slash ocelot. It's Otis's own blood. Oh my God, Mama's little baby's bleeding. Wait, what? That's Otis's blood? Yeah, and I can't tell where it's coming from. He's got so much fur. There's too much fur. God damn it, go to the bathroom and get the razor. We have to shave the dog. So I run to the bathroom, and instead of shaving the dog like some kind of psychopath, I grab a towel. And with that towel, I wrap Otis up like a fucking taquito, and I haul him out to the car so we can take him to the vet. Now, it's important to note, we still have no idea what the hell happened to Otis. Did some kid hit him with a fucking dirt bike? Was he attacked by a posse of coyotes? Maybe he was the victim of a cruel prank at prom in a Stephen King novel. Who the hell knows? So now my wife's driving through the neighborhood like a fucking 6-year-old playing Grand Theft Auto. Meanwhile, I'm in the back seat looking like a goddamn Reservoir Dogs scene. We finally get to the emergency vet, and at first we have no idea what the hell to even tell the receptionist. Yeah, we don't know if, like, our dog tripped and fell, or if he got shot by a rifle, but he's bleeding all over the place. Okay, is that why you wrapped him up like a goddamn gordita? See, we should have shaved him. I fucking told you we should have shaved the dog. So they take Otis in the back to see what the hell's going on with him. Meanwhile, we sit down in the waiting room with all the other neglectful pet owners. Hey, what brings you guys in today? We don't really know exactly. Oh, that's cool. I'm here because I knocked a can of beer into my fish tank, and now my pet turtle's all fucked up. Oh, okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. So like an hour and a half goes by, and all of a sudden Otis comes tap dancing out like nothing ever happened.
I got a boo-boo on my paw, but they made it all better. And I'm still a scary, scary boy. Bark, bark, bark.
Oh my God, is Mama's little baby okay? Oh yeah, he's all right. He just broke a nail on his left paw. Wait, what? All that blood and he just broke a goddamn nail? Yeah, sometimes they bleed quite a bit, but he's okay. Oh, and sir, your drunk-ass turtle's fine. He just needs to sleep it off.
Get your hands off me, lady. I'm not sleeping shit off. Come on, let's go to Taco Bell.
So all in all, let me summarize what the hell happened that day. First, we hauled a 120-pound Rottweiler burrito into the car. Then we committed 14 moving violations to get him to the vet. And finally, we paid that vet $600. Also, Otis could get a fucking manicure. But in the end, we were just happy that Otis was okay, and he was back to his non-intimidating self in no time. Granted, he was missing a front claw for a while, which his temperamental ass was very self-conscious about.
Are you guys looking at my missing claw? Stop it or else I'm gonna go rip up a roll of toilet paper and then hump whatever's left of it.
Alright, now I think it's safe to say that every decade has had their share of iconic toys. Like if you were a kid in the 1970s, you had like the Pet Rock and the old speak and spell that talks like the devil.
Hello, I am the devil. Spell the words murder.
Wait a minute, what?
I command you to kill the family dog.
And if you're a kid in the 1930s, all you had was like a hoop on a stick. Is this fun? I can't tell. I don't know. I haven't eaten in 3 days. Anything's fun at this point. But fortunately for me, I grew up in the 1990s, which I have to admit had some pretty cool toys. So for all you youngins out there that grew up playing Flappy Frog or whatever the fuck it was that you did on your iPad, I'm gonna go through 3 iconic toys from the 90s, and I'm gonna give them a letter grade that corresponds to how cool I thought they were. First up, Tamagotchis. Now, Tamagotchis took my second grade classroom by storm back in the day. And for those of you that are unaware, Tamagotchis were little digital pets that you'd take care of and you'd feed. And if you were the weird kid in class, you'd probably fucking talk to it. You're my best friend in the whole world, Tamagotchi. I don't care if my dad says you're just a stupid keychain. And they were a huge hit back then. Every kid had one. And why wouldn't you? I mean, who wants to clean shit from a big-ass dog when you could clean up fake shit from a fake-ass dog? It makes sense. And it wasn't just dogs that they had to choose from. They had all sorts of animals. They had cats and turtles, a goddamn water buffalo, you name it. Now, for me personally, I didn't have a Tamagotchi, but I did have a generic off-brand one that I won from a gumball machine. And my little fake animal was a dinosaur, or at least that's what it said it was. But that generic shit just looked like a fucking blob with a face on it. But regardless, I took care of that little blob with a face on it for weeks. And over time, it grew a tail, and then some legs, and then a fucking goatee and shit. It was growing up right in front of my stupid little face. That is until one weekend, I rented the game Star Fox 64 from Blockbuster, and, well, I played that shit for like 40 hours straight, which meant that my fake-ass dinosaur was left neglected the entire time. Hey, I took a shit over here. Can you come wipe me now? Anybody? No? Okay, then. And it didn't dawn on me until I showed up to school the following Monday and seen all my classmates with their Tamagotchis. Dude, check it out. My water buffalo grew a mustache. What's your dinosaur look like now? What? Oh, shit. Whoopsie. Sure as hell I got home that day. My fucking Tamagotchi looked like a crime scene in an episode of Law & Order. It's face down, dead as hell, surrounded by piles of its own shit. And that was pretty much the end of it. So I guess we'll give Tamagotchis a B, and we'll give it an A+ for the emotional trauma that it caused an entire generation of children. Next up, the Bop It. Now, the Bop It was a fun game. It was basically an electronic version of Simon Says. The game tells you what to do, and then you do it. Bop it. Okay. And you just keep going until your stupid little fourth grader brain gets overloaded and you screw up. Game over. You lose. Now, the only problem that I had with the Bop It was, well, I don't really know how else to say this, but, well, the thing looked like a fucking sex toy, didn't it? I can't be the only one that thought that, right? Hell, the first time my next-door neighbor Michael got one, we didn't know what the hell to make of the thing. I don't get it. Do I play with this thing, or do I just shove it up my asshole? Whoa, what the hell? Where'd you kids get that thing? God damn it, what did I tell you about messing around in your mother's dresser drawer? Get over here, you're gonna get 10 across the ass. Regardless, I still think the Bop It was a cool toy, even if it had some sexual overtones. Bop it. Pull it. Suck it. Wait, what? Game over. You lose. So I'm gonna go ahead and give the Bop It a B- as a toy, and a B+ for a sex toy. Alright, moving on. Last but not least, we got the Furby. Now, the Furby was basically a 3-dimensional version of the Tamagotchi, just a fucking stuffed animal that you're supposed to take care of. But Furbies had 2 main differences. 1, they were annoying as hell, and 2, they didn't fucking die. Now, these things were ugly as hell. I have no idea who the hell came up with the Furby, but I imagine it was some methed out guy in a board meeting like, alright, so what if we took like a Pokemon, and then gave it Steve Buscemi's eyeballs, and then we make it fart? Would you buy that? Oh, well, hell yeah, I'd buy that. I think I'd buy several. Now, personally, I didn't want anything to do with the Furbies when I was a kid. I mean, for one, I just didn't understand why anybody would want one in the first place. The thing just farts and talks bullshit to itself? My Uncle Rick already does that. What the hell do I need a Furby for? And for 2, I thought they were creepy as hell. I mean, when they would talk in their own bullshit Furbish language all the time. Beep, bop, boop, boo. But eventually, they start to learn English, and then they just pepper it in here and there. Cheep, cheep, bee, boo. Fucking chicken paprikash. What the hell did that thing just say, chicken paprikash? Oh my god, it's learning. Burn it. We have to burn it and bury the ashes. And the most horrific experience I ever had with a Furby was when I was staying over at my friend Tommy's house one night, and all of a sudden his Furby just starts yelling at us in the middle of the night. Party! Party! Whoop whoop! What the hell? Tommy, oh, shut your Furby up. It's trying to party with us. What, the thing we're in a fucking frat house, for Christ's sake? I look over, and Tommy's staring at this thing like it's a goddamn poltergeist, terrified as hell. Meanwhile, this goddamn thing keeps yelling party, party over and over again like it's on spring break in the Bahamas. So now I'm starting to freak out myself. I have to approach this Furby like a fucking hostage negotiator, because I don't know what the hell's going on with this thing. I don't know if it's broken or if it's possessed by a fucking speak and spell.
I am the devil. I command you to party with a Furby.
Tommy, quick, how do I turn this thing off? I don't know, dude. Let's just ignore it and go back to sleep. So since I can't find an off switch or take the batteries out without a screwdriver, I decided to shake the shit out of it and hope for the best. But of course, there's no such thing as shaken Furby syndrome, so we're back to square one. Party! Party! So now, in a panic, I huck this goddamn thing into Tommy's closet, and for the rest of the night, we listen to this fucking Furby babble on and on and on.
Party! Party! Whoop whoop! Chicken paprika!
Now, what that Furby was doing in Tommy's closet, I have no idea. But I imagine it was partying all night long, doing shots of tequila with a G.I. Joe and a fucking Etch-a-Sketch. So I think it's safe to say that we're gonna have to give the old Furby a big fat F. Actually, let's give it 2 Fs, and those can stand for fuck Furbies. How about that? The end. Alright, now like a lot of people out there, I've dabbled in the art of driving for Uber. And by no means am I an expert Uber driver. After all, my Uber career was pretty short-lived. And by short-lived, I mean I drove a whopping 3 customers before I quit. But if you're out there wondering what it's like to be an Uber driver, well, let me tell you about my experience. Now, it's important to note that this was years ago, back when I was in the middle of what I like to call my quarter-life crisis. And that was when I was working a dead-end job at a car dealership, I was broke as hell, and I was just sucking ass at life in general. Oh, and not to mention I had the IRS on my ass for back taxes, so that was fun. So running out of options, as well as running out of shit to sell out of my house, I registered to become an Uber driver. Now, this was when ride-sharing was still relatively new. To be honest, I didn't know much about it. Hell, the first time I saw Lyft drivers with mustaches on the front of their cars, I was like, what the hell? We're putting fucking facial hair on Buicks now? God damn, I remember wood paneling on station wagons back in the day, but this shit's ridiculous. Now, needless to say, I was pretty hesitant to become a driver in the first place. I mean, is this Uber thing even legitimate? Am I gonna pick some random stranger up on the side of the road and then be robbed at knife point for the 47 cents in my center console? Stabbed in the pelvis with a shank. 1 out of 5 stars. Well, considering I was broke as hell, I didn't have much of a choice. Let's roll the dice, Uber. Let's see what you can do for me. Now, like I said, my Uber career was really short. 3 customers is all it took for me to quit. My first customer, or passenger, or fucking ride-along buddy, whatever you want to call him, was a businessman that was out of state. So I pull into the parking lot of the hotel that this guy's staying at, and I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Does the guy sit in the back seat, or does he sit in the front seat? Do you let him fuck with the radio if he wants? Do you high-five him when he gets out of the car? What the fuck is this gonna be like? This is so weird. So this guy starts walking out, and he looks normal enough, I'd say. So I try to be polite and lean over and open the passenger door for him. All of a sudden, this guy looks at me like I'm some kind of fucking pervert, and I'm trying to have my way with him in the front seat and shit. Oh, alright, well that answers the first question. Everybody sits in the back seat. Unless you're a pervert, you're up front. So we start cruising along in silence, and the silence is pretty palpable at this point because, well, there's a grown man in my car that thinks I just actively tried to seduce him in the front seat. So I figure, how about a little bit of small talk to ease the tensions in the car? So are you from out of town? Yeah, that's why I'm staying in a fucking hotel after all. Oh, okay, well, I'll go fuck myself. How about that? Okay, and we're 0 for 2. But believe it or not, the guy didn't write me off completely. Hey, so what's a good place to eat around here? A good place to eat? Dude, I don't know. I eat fucking Del Taco 5 times out of the week. The hell am I, a fucking tour guide for the shitty city I live in? You ever been to the Applebee's? Their wonton tacos are pretty good. Needless to say, we didn't talk much after that. That's what happens when you offer up Applebee's as a viable place to eat. Guys in the back seat probably questioning my mental capacity. Fucking Applebee's, is this guy serious? Hey, why don't you just keep your attention on the road and try not to hurt yourself? Finally, we pull up to this guy's destination. He gets out of the car. We do not high-five whatsoever. But he does give me a $5 tip. Now, granted, I think he just felt bad because he thought I had some kind of condition of some sort. Do you have some kind of donation jar in there like they have at gas stations, or do I just give the money to you? But I don't care. $5 tip plus $15 for the ride, that's 20 bucks I made. I mean, that's 20 bucks the IRS made, but at least I got to touch it for a little while. Now, my second rider happened shortly after my first, and to be honest, nothing really happened. We just sat there and talked about how shitty of a show Full House was back in the day. Yeah, fucking Full House sucked ass, didn't it? And Dave Coulier was fucking weird. Yeah, I concur. And fuck the Olsen twins while we're at it. Again, there was no high five, but I did make 12 bucks, and I got a $2 tip on top of it. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, well, what the hell? You're driving around, making money, talking shit about Full House? Being an Uber driver sounds great. Well, sit your ass down, you haven't even heard about my third customer. Now, at this point, it's like midnight, and I'm tired as hell, but I'm still active on Uber because, well, last time I checked, I'm still broke as hell. So I'm half awake, and I get a goddamn notification on my phone of a new rider, and of course, it's on the shittiest side of town that nobody wants to go to. I gotta sit there and have a conversation with myself. Do I really want to get up right now? Do I really want to go to the fucking hood? You bet your silly ass you do. Now get in your Ford Taurus and go make daddy some money. So I get in my car and off I go to the fucking armpit of the city, and I pull up to this guy who's standing on the sidewalk with a book bag, and needless to say, he looks like he's a few French fries from a fucking Happy Meal. Oh boy, well this doesn't look too promising, now does it? So this guy gets in the car, and I have to say that this guy reeks. Now I don't know what methamphetamine smells like. It wasn't exactly a scratch and sniff sticker when I was a kid, but if I had to guess, it would be this guy 100%. But at this point, I'm like, whatever. Methamphetamine, schmethamphetamine. Let's just drive this guy wherever he wants to go. Let's not think about whatever this guy's all hopped up on, or how many barbiturates are in his book bag. Let's just take this guy wherever he needs to go. So again, I try to have some casual conversation to break up any tension. Hey, you see over there by that liquor store and that dead hooker in the street? Yeah, there used to be a Denny's right there. Yeah, it's good. Denny's is good. But this guy could give a fuck about Denny's. In fact, he could give a fuck about anything, because all he's doing is sitting there muttering to himself like a psychopath. So now I start freaking out, because clearly this guy's unstable. It's only a matter of time before he whips out a knife from that book bag. I'm negative 47 cents. So I start thinking, all right, you need to strategize here. Maybe you should, start doing some weird shit yourself. Give the guy a taste of his own medicine. All right, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's stupid as hell. Maybe instead I could, intimidate him somehow, you know? Hey, just a warning, buddy. I keep a fucking flamethrower in the trunk of my car, so no funny business. I'm not gonna be able to intimidate this guy. He's whacked out of his mind. Not to mention fucking Drops of Jupiter's playing on the radio right now. That she's back in the atmosphere. Drops of Jupiter in her hair. Yeah, I'm not intimidating jack shit, that's for sure. I might as well be fucking Pippi Longstockings in the driver's seat, for Christ's sake. Now, thankfully, this guy didn't request a very long trip. It was just a couple of blocks. He easily could have walked it, which I'm surprised he didn't, because I thought meth heads had a lot of pep. Apparently not this guy. So we reach his final destination, a pawn shop next to a active crime scene or whatever the fuck it was. And this guy opens the door, but he doesn't get out at first. Instead, he starts rummaging through his book bag. That's when I start thinking, yep, I knew it. I'm about to get shanked for pocket change. God damn it. Meanwhile, Drops of Jupiter's blaring out into the streets and shit. Na, 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 na. And this guy keeps searching for whatever it is he's looking for. Finally, he finds it. And you wouldn't believe it if I told you. This guy pulls out of his book bag a fucking thing of Tic Tacs. Oh, thank Jesus, holy hell. It's a bit anticlimactic, I know. But you guys can kiss my ass. I was happy not to get shanked by a shank. So the dude gets out of my car, and right before I peel out of there like Smokey and the Bandit, I look at my phone to see how much money I made, and it was a whole $5.50. Oh, what the hell? That was an accessory to a third-degree felony for a whopping $5.50? My car smells like a fucking burning bucket of army guys, for Christ's sake. You could at least give me a tip. Your tip is you got to keep your life, you little baby-back bitch. So needless to say, I retired from the Uber life after that, and decided that making shitty cartoons for the internet was a slightly safer way to make money. So the lesson here is, if you're gonna drive for Uber, make sure you have some fucking Tic Tacs. Because meth heads can be pretty scary, but they still care about having fresh breath. The end. All right, you ever think back to when you were a kid about some of the screwed up or embarrassing things that you took part in? You know what I'm talking about. Maybe you were the kid that peed your pants in the 2nd grade during a spelling test. Or maybe you drop-kicked your best friend off a trampoline and broke his pelvis. Whatever it is, I think it's safe to say that we all have some deep-seated childhood regrets that we all carry around with us. Like, for example, one time when I was a kid, me and my sister decided to order a pizza. And the only problem with that was, it was the middle of winter, and it was like a goddamn stage 3 blizzard outside. Now, what kind of asshole makes somebody deliver pizza in this hellish nightmare? There's fucking wampas outside and shit. Who does such a thing? Well, 9-year-old me and my older sister, that's who. So after like 2 hours of us ordering the pizza, our doorbell goes off, and like a piece of shit, my sister sends me out to face the poor bastard to get our pizza. So I open the door, and of course, the delivery guy's this old dude all hunched over, freezing his ass off. Oh, hi there, Sonny. Sorry I took so long. I almost slid into oncoming traffic getting here, and I have arthritis in both of my cankles, so I can't move so fast. Holy hell, what a complete perfect asshole I felt like taking this guy's pizza. And to make matters worse, all my sister gave me to tip this guy was some crumpled up crusty ass dollar bill that looked like somebody blew their nose into it. So I handed it over to the guy when all of a sudden, a fucking gust of wind rips it right out of my hand, and the thing goes tumbling off into the abyss, never to be seen again. So now this feeble old man's just staring at me, arthritic cankles and all. What the hell am I supposed to do in this situation? Well, what I should have done was got old man River out of the elements there, served him some hot cocoa, and made him my honorary grandpa. But instead, I just fucking shut the door in his face. I was like 8 years old, all right? I didn't know what the hell to do in a situation like that. Oh, okay, have a good day then. I guess I'll die now. And that was it. I sat down and ate some pizza, and I never told anybody about that experience ever in my life. So now as a grown-ass man, 20 years later, I'll be laying in bed at night, and I'll just randomly start thinking of that old guy freezing his ass off. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one to explain when I'm standing outside the pearly gates and shit. It says here that when you were 9, you attempted to murder an old man for a Little Caesars one topping. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Yeah, I'm gonna have to plead the fifth on that one, Pete. You see, that's the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Childhood regrets that you'll never live down. Now, another childhood regret of mine was when I was over at my friend Zachary's house that lived across the street. And Zachary was a weird-ass kid, but we'd always put up with him because he always had the coolest toys growing up. I mean, he had the talk boy from Home Alone, he had Furbies coming out the ass, he had the fucking robot from Rocky IV. The kid had it all, what can I say? But the thing that we were most envious of was his gigantic Pokemon card collection. And this was back in the 90s, when kids valued Pokemon cards more than life itself. Michael, if you ever touch my holographic Charizard, I'll find and murder your entire bloodline. Do you understand me? But Zachary didn't care about his Pokemon cards at all. They're all spread out in his room, all willy-nilly. They're all ripped and bent up and shit. His ass would practically tap dance all over him. He had so many of them, he didn't care. And that shit made us sick to our stomachs. I mean, it would be one thing if these were just energy and trainer cards we're talking about, but the kid had a holographic Zapdos on the middle of his floor, for Christ's sake. To us, it was like fucking animal abuse for fake animals. Somebody should have called the Fake Humane Society on his ass. So after seeing Zachary's blatant disrespect towards his holographic Zapdos, what the hell did I decide to do? Well, what I should have done was take Zachary aside and be like, dude, I've seen a kid beat another kid over the head with a pogo stick for a fucking holographic Zapdos. Get your shit together and take care of your Pokemon cards. But instead, I fucking pocketed that holographic Zapdos. Yeah, that's right, I stole it. I'm not proud of it, but with my broken 9-year-old logic, I wasn't stealing it so much as I was rescuing it from a life of cruelty. So now after all these years later, I'm still filled with regret because I stole this kid's shiny fucking piece of cardboard. But what the hell am I supposed to do? Track down Zachary's goofy ass and be like, hey, I know we're both grown-ass men now, but that's a Pokemon card that I stole from you back when Bill Clinton was in office. All right then, see you later. Oh, and by the way, you're a cartoon on the internet, and I didn't bother to change your real name. Sorry about that. So if you're watching this, Zach, I just want to say sorry about the petty theft, and if you want your Zapdos back, well, I still have it, because I take care of my goddamn Pokemon cards. Alright, let's do one more memory about me being a piece of shit, and we'll be done with it. Now this time, we're in my next-door neighbor Michael's front yard, and we're doing what most dirty little kids were doing in the 90s. We're playing WWF front yard wrestling, that's what we're doing. And this particular matchup was between my friends David and Michael. David, of course, was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Michael, on the other hand, was Bill Goldberg. Now, of course, we told Michael that he couldn't be a WCW character, but naturally, Michael didn't give a fuck. So there they are, fighting to the death in Michael's front yard. I'm playing the role of referee in this shitty wrestling match. And to call it wrestling to begin with was a stretch of the imagination. I mean, you got David over there, like, ripping the hair out of Michael's scalp and shit. I'm just standing there like, okay, I'll allow it. That's a completely legitimate wrestling move. Well, things start getting a little dicey when these two idiots start getting a little too close to the sidewalk. Now, what I should have done in this situation would have been like, hey, you idiots, get back over here. Somebody's about to crack their head on the sidewalk. But what I did instead was not say a goddamn thing. I mean, there's a styrofoam championship belt on the line, for Christ's sake. I can't interrupt the match now. Well, imagine my surprise when David pulls off a haphazard German suplex and he cracks Michael's head on the sidewalk. And I gotta say, it was loud. It sounded like a fucking 30-06 going off in the neighborhood. At the time, I thought Michael's brain just exploded on impact. I was almost positive people on the street were calling the cops like, yeah, hello, police? Get the paddy wagon. I just watched a kid in a Scottie Pippen jersey get murdered in cold blood. Thankfully, to our surprise, Michael sits up, and, well, he's looking a little disheveled, to say the least. Michael, are you all right? So now, what do me and David decide to do? Well, what we should have done was run inside and get Michael's drunk-ass stepdad and be like, hey, Mr. Michael's stepdad, we were being deeply irresponsible, and I think we might have just scrambled Michael's brains into oblivion. But instead of doing that, we just took off running down the road and left Michael to die by the street. I know, it was a shitty thing to do, but again, we were like 9 years old, and we didn't want to get in trouble. Hell, we even went back and grabbed the styrofoam belt before Michael's stepdad came outside flipping out. Wow, what the hell's going on out here? Michael, fix that stupid look on your face and get your ass inside. Now, in the end, Michael was all right from that whole event. I mean, he probably had a mild concussion at least, but, well, it was the 90s, so it was no big deal. What? What do you mean your head's fuzzy and you can't remember how to tie your shoes? Oh, rub some dirt in it and stop being a wuss. So, Michael, if you're watching this, I'd like to apologize on behalf of me and David. We shouldn't have left you there on the side of the street, but at the same time, I'm gonna stand by my call. It was a technical knockout and David's still the champion. So I guess you can suck it. The end. All right, now everybody knows that, well, working for a living blows. And it especially blows when you have a bad day at work. Now, what do I know about bad days at work? After all, I'm a full-time YouTuber, for Christ's sake. A bad day of work for me consists of, like, me not being able to say the word all right with the correct inflection. All right. No, that's not right. All right? No, that's not it either. All right. I've worked real jobs before. Hell, my first job was being a cook at a pizza place. You really think that was a rootin' tootin' time? Sweating your ass off, making stuffed crust pizzas for drunk people all night long? Yeah, I think I had my fair share of bad days at work, to say the least. But the absolute worst work day that I had was ironically on my day off. And it wasn't just any day off, it was a Friday of all days. And Fridays are the busiest days of the week for pizza places because Fridays produce the most drunk people out of any day of the week. So I was pretty happy to have that day off. But there was a slight catch. The day before, my boss was like, hey, I know it's your day off tomorrow and it's Friday, but we're running a new promotion, and if we get too busy, I'm gonna have to call you and you're gonna have to come in. Well, look at me. The person to call if there's a pizza emergency. That's right, I'm gonna be on call, like I'm a fucking emergency room doctor. What's that? Somebody needs an emergency baboon heart transplant? I'm on my way. What's that? Somebody ordered a fuck ton of pepperoni pizzones? I'm on my way. So I'm out enjoying my Friday night at well, it's a fucking Wendy's because I'm broke as hell. And of course it doesn't take long before I get that phone call. Yeah, hey, it's me, your pizza boss. Everybody and their dad decided to call off today, and I'm gonna need you to come in because it's the goddamn pizza apocalypse. Now this Wendy's that I was at just so happened to be across the street from the pizza place. So like the world's shittiest superhero, I run out of the Wendy's like the fucking building's on fire. I didn't even bother to grab my bike that's chained up. I just run across the street like a psychopath. I burst onto the scene like Darkwing Duck. My boss is like, oh, thank God you're here. This new promo is really slamming our dicks in a car door. So I get in the kitchen, and the only cook that's there besides me is this kid named Debbie. That's not his real name, of course. I just call him Debbie because he makes pizzas like a slut, and Debbie is the sluttiest name I could think of. So there we are, me and Debbie, the Laverne and Shirley of pizza making. I don't even put on an apron. I'm in street clothes and shit. People that register are looking in the back like, what the hell? Did they just pull a crackhead off the street to start making pizzas? But it doesn't matter because it's absolute pandemonium at this pizza place. I don't know what the hell kind of deal we were running back then, but it was like, buy a medium one topping and get a fucking bag of methamphetamine for free. Something like that. I don't know. We got the phones ringing off the hook, the ticket machine spewing out orders like it's possessed by the devil. And it's so damn hot in this kitchen that it feels like you're fucking working next to the mean-ass son from Mario 3 and shit. Meanwhile, our boss is nowhere to be found because he's too busy fucking texting people in the bathroom. You got Debbie's ass freaking out trying to man the ovens. He's got a look of sheer panic on his face. Not to mention dumbass orders are coming in left and right from the counter. Do you guys think you could stuff the crust with a hot dog instead of cheese? Yeah, I need a pizza that's topped with, you guys got pickles? I'll take pickles and, I don't know, how about a bag of Monopoly tokens? Yeah, can you guys spell out, sorry I beat up your mom's new boyfriend with the pepperonis? Well, with all these orders coming in, it doesn't take Debbie very long to start to screw up. All of a sudden, pizza starts falling off the oven all willy-nilly. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh God, there's so much pizza. So now I start doing the job of 3 people while Debbie sits on a fucking stool because he's more harm than good at this point. I'm making all the pizzas. I'm taking them out of the ovens. Hell, I'm even taking orders over the phone when I have to. You want a pizza with just mushrooms on it? What kind of sick pervert only wants just mushrooms? And this shit goes on for hours and hours. I have no idea how many orders we did that day. But I can tell you that fucking pizza place should have erected a 12-foot statue of my ass out front for the endeavors that I went through. Hell, things don't finally start to die down until it's damn near closing time. And before we can go home, we gotta scrub the whole kitchen down and make it all sparkly clean. Well, of course, as soon as we get done scrubbing the shit out of everything, our boss comes in like, hey, some lady just called and she said you burnt the shit out of her pizza. Can you remake it real quick? So now we gotta re-dirty the goddamn kitchen for one stupid-ass pizza, which I think is bullshit to begin with because I don't burn pizzas. Hell, I make the prettiest pizzas this side of Mississippi. Whoever this lady is a bullshitter, and she's just trying to get a free pizza. Well, imagine my surprise when my boss walks in again, and he's like, hey, that same lady just called. She said it was supposed to be a pepperoni pizza. You put a bunch of nasty mushrooms on it instead. And I'm like, wait a goddamn minute. I remember that lady. I took her order. I distinctly remember her ordering just mushrooms because, again, what kind of fucking pervert orders just mushrooms? Yeah, Mr. Pizza Boss, with all due respect, that lady is a fucking lion scorpion woman. Look, can you just remake it? I want to get out of here. If you need me, I'll be in the bathroom. So there we go, making this lady's 3rd pizza, 2 minutes to close. And I'm not gonna lie, I was tempted to lick every single one of those goddamn pepperonis like a fucking postage stamp. Relax. I didn't do it. I'd never mess with somebody's food, no matter how badly they deserve it. So we get this lady's pizza done, and finally we get a chance to close up. Me and Debbie are sitting outside looking like we just fucking stormed the beaches of Normandy. All of a sudden, out in the parking lot, we see a guy on a bike pull up, and then another guy in a pickup truck pulls up right behind him. And it's pretty dark out, so it's hard to make out what's going on or who's out there. But we see these two guys load up the bike in the back, and then they take off. Huh, well that was weird. I wonder what that was all about. Well, it wasn't until I went back to Wendy's to pick up my 10-speed that I found out that I didn't have a fucking 10-speed anymore. And at first it didn't even register what the hell happened. I was standing there for like 15 seconds like... Oh, god damn it! I just watched my own bike get stolen. So after that, I walked the fuck home, and that's the conclusion of my worst workday ever. Actually, it doesn't quite end there. Remember the mushroom/pepperoni pizza lady that lied her ass off? Well, before I left work, I took her order ticket because it had her phone number on it, and when I got home late at night, I called her on the old telephone.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody there?
Why did you lie to me?
What? Who is this?
You lied. I know you lied. Just know that I may or may not have licked all the pepperonis. Alright, I don't know how else to say this, but I'm getting real sick and tired of dealing with wild animals just making their way into my house any way they please. It seems like every couple of months or so, something sneaks its way inside, and now it's my job to chase it back outside with a coat hanger. I'm sick of it. And for those of you that aren't new to the channel, you might remember my cartoon about when we had a bat in the house. Well, guess what happened? That's right, we're talking Bat in the House Part 2, Bat with a Vengeance. Alright, so let's set the scene of this little incident. I'm in my basement, and I'm attempting to work out because, well, I'm trying to maintain my girlish figure. You know, sitting around making stick figure cartoons isn't exactly physically demanding, so I'm doing the best I can. Well, imagine my surprise when I notice that there's a bunch of tiny little turds on the carpet. And that's when I think, well, that's weird. I don't remember starting a tiny little turd collection in the basement. How did these get here? And that's when I look up and see a dirty-ass little bat all upside down doing bat shit. Now, my first reaction was to yell, "Ah, piss! It's back again!" Because my dumb ass just automatically assumed that it was the same fucking bat from the last episode. And you know, he's back with a vengeance. So now this is an official ordeal that I have to deal with, and I'm pretty pissed off about it. What the hell do I gotta do at this point? Get a goddamn restraining order against this thing? What the hell? Well, then I think, you know what? To hell with this bat. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not gonna let some dirty little bat dictate my lifestyle with your bullshit face and your weird leather wings. I'm finishing my goddamn workout. So there I am in my basement lifting weights, all paranoid as hell watching this bat out of the corner of my eye, just waiting for it to fly into my face and give me typhus or whatever the hell bats do. You can say what you want, but bats are fucking terrifying. I don't know what the exact statistics are. There's like a 3% chance that this thing could be Dracula in bat form. I just don't have time to be dealing with that shit. Are you serious? So I finished my workout like the big man that I am, and now I choose to deal with the bat on my time. And this is where I decide to document the event with my iPhone, like some kind of shitty Steve Irwin, if you will. Now the good news is that we have a walkout basement. So if I'm able to, I can shoo the damn thing out the sliding glass door, and it can go back to the 7th layer of hell where it came from. I just need a weapon of some sort to protect myself. But what weapon should I use? At first I think, I know, a 30-06. That's perfectly suitable for this situation. I need a rifle. But then I'm like, no, that's a bit extreme. I'm not storming the beaches of Normandy. This thing's the size of a fucking hamster, for Christ's sake. So then I have a flashback to a few months ago where I was sitting on the couch drunk, shopping on Amazon like an idiot, and I decided to buy a full-size airsoft Tommy gun. Oh yeah, that seems suitable for a 31-year-old man. Let's buy it. Well, in retrospect, that doesn't seem like such a stupid-ass purchase now. So here I am, approaching this bat like I'm fucking SEAL Team 6, trying to threaten it with an automatic weapon. Clearly you can see that the bat doesn't give two shits about me, or my plastic submachine gun. Well, goddammit, alright, time for plan B. Enter the 12-foot pool net, aka the Bat Capturer 9000. So here we are, take 2. Notice I still have the Tommy gun in one hand, just in case this thing morphs into fucking Nosferatu or some shit. Now, if you notice, the bat clearly doesn't want to go into the net. It just keeps, like, clicking at me, like a broken garage door opener. It keeps clicking at me. Now, I don't speak bat, but I imagine it's saying something along the lines of, "Hey, stop it, you dick! I got squatters' rights! Go get a fucking eviction notice!" Well, god damn it, how am I gonna coax this bat into this net? I'm running out of options here. I'm thinking back to all those shitty zoo books I read as a kid, trying to figure out what bats like. I start turning the lights off, thinking that might help. Does that piss you off less? So after like 15 minutes and like a half a dozen different methods, I finally get this goddamn thing into the net. And, well, it's a little nerve-wracking to say the least. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's a goddamn vampire bat, what can I say? It's scary. So I run out to my backyard and try to catapult this thing back into the abyss, but now I have a new problem. Now the bat won't leave the goddamn pool net. So now I'm swinging this 12-foot pool net around my backyard like a lunatic. My next door neighbor's probably watching through the windows like, is this guy trying to catch butterflies or is he just on methamphetamine? Yeah, probably both, I guess, I don't know. Now I did manage to record this part of the story as well, but I accidentally filmed the whole thing in the slow-mo setting on my iPhone, which means that the footage looks a lot more epic than it should. The thing looks like a fucking ending to a Disney movie, for Christ's sake. So without further ado, here's the conclusion of this shitty little story. It does have a happy ending. I hope you enjoy it. So not too long ago, I attended a little family reunion of mine. And it was with my mom's side of the family that we don't see too often, considering they live all the way out in BFE, North Dakota. Now, I gotta say it was a pretty good time, but since nobody pooped their pants or got arrested, this cartoon isn't about that trip. Instead, this cartoon's about a conversation that I had with my Uncle Sean while we were playing a game of cornhole. Hey, I seen all those stupid little cartoons you do on the internet. Why didn't you ever do a cartoon on the paddle boat incident? And at first I was like, paddle boat incident? What paddle boat incident? And then all of a sudden it hit me. Oh my God, the goddamn paddle boat incident! How could I forget? At the time, I didn't think I had any repressed memories, which I guess is what everybody thinks at first because, well, they're fucking repressed memories. You're not supposed to remember them. But as soon as my Uncle Sean muttered those words, paddle boats incident, I immediately time traveled back 20 years ago to the first time we had one of these little family reunions. So there I am, 11 years old, at a cabin in North Dakota, and I'm meeting my mom's side of the family for the first time, which of course means I'm meeting my Uncle Sean for the first time. And what better way to bond with your little nephew than offering to go out on a little paddle boat ride? Hey, you want to go on this tiny little boat in the middle of a pond? No, not really. Perfect, let's go. So we pull this old-ass paddle boat out onto the shore, and right before we get on the water, my grandpa's like, hey, Sean, be careful with that paddle boat. There's a loose bearing on there somewhere, and we're having some problems with it. And my Uncle Sean said, nothing, because he didn't care. So off we go out on the pond with this rickety-ass paddle boat. I have to say I'm a little apprehensive for two reasons. For one, I'm about as good a swimmer as a fucking late-stage FDR, which is not a good trait to have. And for two, I'm not the biggest fan of deep, creepy-ass water to begin with. Who the hell knows what kind of fucking Freddy Krueger shit's down there waiting for you? Well, imagine my surprise when we're out there and I look down at my feet and I notice that there's a little bit of water pooling around our ankles. Now, I'm no boat enthusiast, but I'm fairly certain that the water is supposed to be on the outside of the goddamn boat. But then I think, you know what, it's probably all right. I'm with my uncle, you know? He's an adult, he's responsible. But then I look over, and all of a sudden his ass is drunker than fucking 10 stepdads put together. You see, apparently back on shore, my Uncle Sean made himself a little cocktail of vodka and lemonade, and I think it was safe to say that the ratio that he used was a little lopsided. First you take the fifth of Smirnoff, look. Then you waft an unpeeled lemon around the rim. Ta-da! Uncle Sean's lemonade. So now I'm starting to panic. I'm slowly starting to realize that this is going to be an ordeal now. Hey, maybe we should turn around and go back. Oh, the hell is that? There's nothing to worry about. I know this lake like my own asshole. When was the last time you even seen your own asshole? What? Look, we're not turning around until I finish this vodka, or my lemonade. Let's keep on going. So we keep going, and of course the water level keeps on rising. I'm sitting there hoping my Uncle Sean hurries up and drinks his goddamn drink. And every time I look over, the fucking drink looks bigger and bigger. Well, by the time we get to the middle of the pond, the whole front end of the paddle boat's basically level with the plane of the water. I'm like waist deep in this shit. We're more water than we are boat at this point. My Uncle Sean's over there totally oblivious, still trying to make casual conversation and shit. So, you like taking spelling tests at school? I'm up to my asshole in pond water right now. You're what? Whoa, where the hell did all this water come from? Okay, yeah, we should probably turn back now. So now we start pedaling our asses off like we're on the last leg of the Tour de France. And of course, it doesn't take long before my 11-year-old ass is completely exhausted and can't even pedal anymore. You need to pedal faster. My calf muscles are underdeveloped, goddammit, I can't pedal anymore. So since my Uncle Sean's the only one pedaling at this point, we're just doing circles in this godforsaken pond, and we're still a good distance from the shoreline, which is terrible news because now the water's up to my fucking neck, and I'm starting to make my peace with God. God, please, if you get me out of this, I'll give you all my Pokemon cards, including my holographic Charizard. All right, well, not my holographic Charizard. That's ridiculous. But all the rest of them. Meanwhile, everybody back on land's totally oblivious to what the hell's happening on the waterfront. Hey, wasn't there a dirty little kid roaming around here at some point? Oh, I don't know. Who the fuck cares? So finally, I just make up my mind and bail. It's every man for himself at this point. I'm swimming my ass off for the shoreline, trying not to think of the fucking Fred Krueger fish underneath me. I go and look back behind me, and the paddle boat's at a fucking 90-degree angle at this point, looking like the goddamn Titanic. Uncle Sean pulls out a fucking violin and fucking plays it somehow without spilling his drink. So I swim my little FDR ass as far as I can, which is about 20 feet before I give up, and I'm like, all right, guess I'll die now. And just when I thought all hope was lost, I realized that I could fucking stand up in the water this entire time. Oh my God, I'm gonna make it. God, that Pokemon deal is off the table. So in the end, both me and my Uncle Sean had to drag this shithole paddle boat that tried to murder us back onto shore. And that's when my Uncle Sean turns to me and was like, hey, maybe don't tell anybody about this little mishap that we had out there. And you know what? That's exactly what I did. I kept it a big old secret. So much of a secret that apparently it turned into a fucking repressed memory. Yeah, I was wondering why you didn't make that into a cartoon. Hell, I was worried that I traumatized the shit out of you. So the whole moral of the story is, 1, to hell with ponds and their fucking Freddy Krueger fish. 2, fuck paddle boats, they are the worst form of transportation known to man. And 3, don't have your drunk ass uncle be your captain. Well, that was a blast. What do you want to do next? You want to go on the jet ski? All right, let me go make another drink real quick and we'll hop on the jet ski. All right, so, well, I don't really know how to say it, so I'm just gonna say it. I went to a Backstreet Boys concert. Now let me just go ahead and say that this clearly wasn't my idea. After all, I'm more of an NSYNC man myself. Now this all started when me and my wife were sitting on the couch one day, and she found out that indeed, the Backstreet Boys were coming to town. And holy hell, her reaction when she found out, I thought a goddamn family member died. Oh my God. What happened? Is it Aunt Carol? Is Aunt Carol okay? And at first her ass couldn't even talk right to get it out. What is it, baboon? Was Aunt Carol murdered by a baboon? What the hell? No! Backstreet's back! All right? You're goddamn right, all right. I don't give a shit. We are going. I've been wanting to see them in concert since Tamagotchis were popular. So, of course, we put our house up for a second mortgage so we could buy these goddamn Backstreet Boy tickets. And having never been to a Backstreet Boys concert before, I had a few questions. Like, for one, are the Backstreet Boys gonna have an opening act? Is there gonna be like a fucking bloated Lou Bega waltzing on stage? Like, hey, everybody remember me? I did that one song called, what is it? Mambo number 6? And for 2, what the hell am I, a grown-ass 31-year-old man, gonna wear to this goddamn thing? I'm not gonna wear a Backstreet Boys t-shirt after all. It's an unwritten rule. You're not supposed to wear the t-shirt of the band that you're going to see. It's redundant. It's stupid. Well, since, like I said, I'm more of an NSYNC man myself, I figured that would be my best bet. But since every NSYNC t-shirt I found online was made for prepubescent girls, I had to make my own goddamn t-shirt. So I picked my favorite NSYNC band member, Joey Fat One, and I go on the Google, and I type in his name. Sure as hell, I take the first picture that I see, and presto, I got myself an NSYNC t-shirt for the concert. Sure, it's not the most flattering picture of Joey Fat One, looking like he's managing a fucking Red Robin these days, but what the hell, we all can't be perfect. So off we go to the Backstreet Boys concert, and unfortunately, we missed the bloated Lou Bega opener because apparently everybody in the fucking town had to go see the goddamn Backstreet Boys. The line is long as hell. I got people staring at my shirt like, who the hell is that? What do you mean? It's Joey fucking Fat One. Have some goddamn respect. So finally we make it to our seats, just in time for the Backstreet Boys, and let me tell you, when these motherfuckers hit the stage, it was sheer pandemonium. There's bras getting thrown on stage, pregnant chicks are going into labor and shit. Ouch, my baby! Then you got a bunch of husbands and boyfriends standing there, not knowing how to feel about themselves. Football and beer. Football and beer. I'm still masculine. Meanwhile, my wife's over there completely catatonic, looking like she just saw Jesus in a fucking fever dream. I'm over there like, boy, I sure wish I drank like 12 more beers before this. So throughout the concert, I'm asking my wife which Backstreet Boys which, like they're fucking Pokemon. Ooh, which one's that one? What does he do? What? That's Kevin, you stupid ass. How do you not know who Kevin is? So by the end of the concert, I knew who all the Backstreet Boys were. There's Kevin, who looks like he's a part-time lion tamer and full-time sorcerer. Brian, who is 47 years old, but he has the face of a fucking Polly Pocket. AJ, who looks like a dude you'd buy fucking Adderall from. The brother of Aaron Carter. And then there's Howie, which I found out is my favorite Backstreet Boy. Because to me, Howie just seems like he just does it for a living. Like if you met him at a bar somewhere, he'd be all nonchalant about it. Like, what's that? Oh, yes, indeed, I am a Backstreet Boy. But I also sell insurance, which is my life's true passion. I swear, like, halfway through the concert, we made eye contact, and he was like, hey, you in the Joey Fat One t-shirt. You know, I could sure save you a lot of money if we bundled your home and auto insurance. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I was hearing stuff. Howie, if you're out there, give me a call. We'll work out a deal. Now, I gotta say, as the concert went on, I was pretty goddamn impressed with the Backstreet Boys. I mean, there they are. 3 out of the 5 guys are probably grandparents at this point, but they're still dancing their ass off like fucking Y2K's right around the corner, and it's the last day on Earth. And they are sweating their asses off. They're sweating so hard that every 3 songs or so, they gotta go and change wardrobe. Which leads me to the most awkward part of the entire concert, when 3 of the guys go backstage to change their clothes that they sweated through, but AJ and Aaron Carter's brother stayed out on stage, where they wheeled out tiny little boxes for them to change inside, right in front of everybody on stage. You got fucking AJ's ass pulling his boxers out. There's a big-ass fucking bleach stain on him, which was deeply unsettling for me. All the guys out there are completely uncomfortable with this whole scenario. Football and beer. Football and beer! Well, imagine our surprise when he fucking flings it into the audience, and some 50-year-old dude, somebody's dad, catches it with one hand. Oh, I don't think those were intended for that guy. Yeah, I don't think so either. This dude looks around for a second, and then without saying a goddamn thing, he pocketed those bad boys. That guy has plans for those, I can tell you that. Yeah, what a fucking pervert. So finally, the Backstreet Boys played their last song of the night, Larger Than Life, and here we are, drunk, having the fucking time of our life. And at the end of it all, I think it's safe to say that I'm now more of a Backstreet Boys fan than ever. Fuck Joey Fat One. I'm a goddamn Backstreet Boys man now. All right. Now, when I was a kid, I was a big fan of roller coasters, which was bound to happen considering I live so close to Cedar Point. And if you don't know what Cedar Point is, well, it's an amusement park that has some of the biggest, fastest, most butthole-clenching roller coasters this side of the Mississippi. And when we were kids, me, my friend Steven, and his little brother Matt would go there every summer. So we know all the roller coasters like the back of our hand. So today I'm going to go over what I consider to be the top 3 scariest, ooh, spooky, roller coasters of Cedar Point. All right, here we go. Number 3. The Magnum. All right, now the Magnum was like the first roller coaster that I was genuinely scared of. I mean, the thing is 200 fucking feet in the sky. It was built in the 1980s by a bunch of drunk welders. How safe could it really be? Hey, you guys want to go ride the Magnum? I think I'll pass. But you know, peer pressure's a hell of a thing. I can't look like a wuss in front of all my friends, so I agree to go on the goddamn thing. So me and Steven are up front. We make Matt's ass sit in the back by himself. Why do I always gotta sit by myself? Well, because 1, we didn't invent odd numbers, and 2, you're the little brother and you suck ass. That's why. So we start going up the hill, and I gotta say this roller coaster sounds like it's fucking falling apart from underneath us. It's all like clankety clank clank. We're all just sitting there in complete denial like, it's supposed to sound like that, right? That's not the sound of a malfunctioning roller coaster, is it? Now, in the Magnum, it takes forever to get up the first hill, which is nice because it gives you plenty of time to get your affairs in order. Yeah, hi, Mom. If this thing collapses and I explode on impact, can you take care of my Tamagotchi for me? So up and up we go into the abyss. The whole time you're just sitting there thinking about how long ago the 1980s were. Good Lord, the 80s? What, did Ben Franklin design this fucking thing? Finally, we make it to the tippity top, and just when we're about to go over the edge, a fucking bug flies right into my mouth. So now as we're going down, I'm choking on a goddamn June bug or whatever the hell it is. I go to spit it out, and because, you know, physics and shit, my spit flings backwards and hits Matt right in the fucking face. So now for the rest of the entire ride, Matt's trying to strangle me from behind. I'm totally oblivious to what just happened. I'm thinking that he's just trying to assassinate me because I got the goddamn front seat. We get off the ride and I'm like, dude, what the hell is that all about? You fucking spit in my face like we're on a goddamn episode of Jerry Springer, that's what. So that's the Magnum. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I would highly recommend it, especially if you want a snack on the way down. All right, the next one.
Number 2, the Millennium Force.
Now, the Millennium Force is pretty similar to the Magnum, except, you know, it's 100 feet taller, and it was made after the collapse of the USSR.
Just Virginia.
so that's good. And to my 11-year-old ass, the Millennium Force was like the tallest thing in the world, which means my afraid of heights having ass was pretty hesitant to go on it the first time. Holy hell, we could get to the moon on that goddamn thing. I think I'm gonna pass on this one. Oh, come on, don't be a wuss. Shut the hell up, Matt. Nobody was talking to you with your little brother ass. God, you're not even a real person. I'm just saying, like, what if we get like 2/3 of the way up, and all of a sudden the train stops, and then we're stranded hundreds of feet in the air because some asshole had to wear a goddamn GoPro on his head. Dude, what the hell are you talking about? I don't know, maybe we should just get a corn dog instead. But instead of getting a corn dog, you guessed it, we get on the goddamn Millennium Force. So once again, we make Matt sit in the back, but this time some random Australian dude decides to sit next to him. Now, how do I know he was Australian? Well, because the whole time we were going up the first hill, that guy was like, oh goodness, oh crikey, oh God, we're really high up right now. And look, I know that's a shitty Australian accent, but, well, I'm one man, and that's the best I can do, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. So once again, we get to the tippity top of this ride, and that Australian dude's like, crikey, there's a king croc right there. All right, that's not what he said. I don't know what the hell he said. I'm sure it was something about a boomerang or a fucking kangaroo, the goddamn Sydney Opera House, something like that. Anyways, we go down the first hill, and holy hell, what an experience that was. The amount of G-forces we felt on our shitty little kid bodies, it was like we were in fucking astronaut training camp. The whole time the Australian dude won't shut the hell up. Oh, Vegemite sandwiches! Crocodile Dundee! When we got off that ride, it felt like our stomachs switched places with our assholes. Oi, Steve Irwin Outback Steakhouse, am I right? Righto. Millennium Force, 10 out of 10. Would highly recommend as well, especially if you're Australian. Crikey. All right, last but not least.
Number 1, the Top Thrill Dragster.
All right, so this is kind of a tricky one because I think this ride's getting shut down for good, considering it's, literally falling apart and trying to murder people. But I'm going to do it anyways. Now, the Top Thrill Dragster isn't the most complicated roller coaster design. You go up, and then you go down, and the whole ride's over in like 14 seconds. But considering it's another 100 fucking feet taller, and it feels like you get shot out of a goddamn 30-06, I'd say it's pretty intense, to say the least. But those things are not what makes the Dragster the scariest roller coaster. No. The scariest part of the Top Thrill Dragster is the fact that sometimes the train doesn't make it over the hump, and you go hurling backwards like a fucking failed physics experiment. So there we are in line, we're about to get on this goddamn thing, and of course the train ahead of us doesn't make it up the first time. Hell, it doesn't even make it up the second time either. Now you'd think at this point, Cedar Point would just shut the ride down, give everybody free snow cones, and pray to God they don't have a class action lawsuit on their hands for emotional distress. But instead they're just like, fuck it. Third time's the charm. And sure as hell they were right. Third time was the charm. They made it over. Everybody in line's cheering like the fucking Backstreet Boys are in town. All right, well, I guess it's batter up. Now it's our turn. Let's hope for the best. So we're sitting there on the track, ready to get shot into outer space. And I have to admit, I wasn't too worried about having a rollback. Instead, I was more worried we'd have that perfect amount of momentum where we'd get stuck right at the very tippity top, stranded in the fucking stratosphere. And to make matters worse, we decided to sit in the front car. Now, you'd think if you were worried about getting stuck at the top, you'd want the heaviest people towards the front of the train to help pull you over the hump. Well, our little asses are like $1.50 combined. We're not gonna be able to pull shit over the hump. I go to look to see who's sitting in the back. There's like a fucking sumo wrestler and a dead horse back there. Oh my God, we're not gonna make it. We're all gonna die. Excuse me, on second thought, I think I'd like to get off. So off we go into the sky like a pissed off Captain Planet. And once we reach the top, I swear this thing slows down to like Zamboni speed. Now, I was emotionally distraught at the time, so I could be exaggerating, but I'm pretty sure we were fucking stuck up there for a second. We were like scooching our asses and shit, trying to get this thing to move. But somehow, I don't know if it was a slight breeze or maybe somebody let out half a fart, we got just enough momentum to get over the goddamn hump. Now, apparently this happens quite a bit because I found a video on YouTube of the same thing happening to some other poor bastards. It kind of went something like this.
Holy hell! Holy hell! Oh, God damn it, I knew it! We should have got a corn dog!
When we got off that ride, I think it was safe to say that we were never going to be the same again. My hands are shaking, I'm emotionally distraught, and I may or may not have shat myself. You guys want to do it again? Absolutely. Fuck yes.
All right. Now, when I was a kid, riding bikes was a big deal. I mean, every kid in the neighborhood had a bike. It was like your main mode of transportation. You got my friend Tommy over there with his sweet X Games bike.
I got pegs.
Then you got my idiot neighbor over there with his gigantic mountain bike.
Derp. I'm dumb.
And then there was me, who didn't get my first bike until my stepdad brought one home one day.
Michael, my boy, since you're such a well-behaved child and you don't clog the toilet on a daily basis, I got you this bicycle that I found in the creek behind the Home Depot.
Now, normally I'd tell my stepdad to go suck it and make me a grilled cheese sandwich, but what the hell, it was a free bike after all. And sure, it was an old-ass Charlie Chaplin bike from the 1920s, but that didn't stop me from ripping up the streets all day long. All the kids would look at me like I was goddamn Evel Knievel. Holy hell, Michael's so cool. Yeah, I wish I had his autograph.
Derp, I just pissed my pants.
Hell, I was so cool and so fast, people on the street even gave me a sweet-ass nickname.
My God, that child's slicing through the air like a goddamn tomahawk.
That's my name, bitch. Don't wear it out.
Now, unfortunately, my first bike didn't last too long. I mean, I tried to do a sweet Matt Hoffman triple backflip, but when I landed, my bike exploded on impact. So being the hard ass that I am, I had to steal somebody else's bike.
Whoa, Michael, what are you talking about? You didn't steal a bike. You fucking used your little sister's Barbie bike all summer long.
Hey, shut the hell up. I'm the one telling the story. Derp, I'm dumb. There, that's better. Now, like I said, because I was such a hard ass, I stole somebody else's bike. And it was a super sweet bike at that. It had pegs, a spoiler, a fucking set of spinners on it. It was badass, what can I say? So there I am in the street, looking ripped with my tricked out Huffy. All the chicks in the neighborhood were like, holy hell, is that Dwayne The Rock Johnson? I don't know, but I love his super sweet, definitely not generic Scottie Pippen jersey. So naturally, it was at this point that I started my own biker gang. And we were called the Panda Bears. The Scorpions. We were called the Scorpions.
Hey, wait a minute, Michael. I started the Scorpions.
Shut the hell up, Jonathan. Kiss my ass. So like I said, I was the leader of the Scorpions, and we were a badass biker gang. We were like getting into bar fights, doing security for the fucking Rolling Stones. Well, it wasn't very long before a rival gang tried to move into our territory, aka the Panda Bears. And they were led by none other than my dumbass next door neighbor.
Derp, hey, Tomahawk, you want to do a drag race?
Now me, being the hard ass that I am, I never backed away from a challenge. Oh, hell yeah, I'll race you, you jabroni. But if we're gonna race...
We're racing for pink slips.
So we line up at the starting line. Everybody in the neighborhood's watching us at this point.
Go, Tomahawk! Dude, what the hell are we doing here again? I don't know, I'm fucking drunk as hell. Oh, all right then.
So we take off, and we are flying down the street. And naturally, I'm beating his ass by a country mile. So to rub it in, I go for another sweet Matt Hoffman triple backflip. But this time I over-rotate and fuck up the landing. I look down, and to my surprise, my fucking arm snapped off at the elbow. Derp, looks like I got you now. Panda boys for life. Well, I'll be damned if I'm gonna let that happen. So once again, like a hard ass, I light up a candy cigarette, and I get back on my bike and ride one-handed. What the hell, one-handed? What, is he a fucking maniac? My dumbass neighbor is about to cross the finish line when all of a sudden, I fly in like a fucking Ninja Turtle and win the entire race.
Derp, I lost to the Tomahawk again.
So in the end, I won the race, I won the bike, and the legend of the Tomahawk was cemented in history.
Michael, my boy, you did it. Get in here, you're gonna get 10 ice cream sandwiches.
The end.
All right. So, this story's pretty embarrassing, but I'm gonna tell it anyways. And it's a story about the one-chip challenge. And for those of you that don't know what the one-chip challenge is, well, it's a single tortilla chip that's supposed to be the spiciest, most hottest tortilla chip in the world. Now, I didn't know anything about it until my wife brought it home from the store one day.
Hey, I bought this spicy tortilla chip at Circle K for $9. Isn't that funny?
What? You spent $9 on a single tortilla chip? No, that's not funny. What are you, nuts? I gotta say, this thing is a little intimidating to look at. I mean, it's packaged in a box that's shaped like a coffin. It's not very promising. But how bad can it be? I mean, I can handle spicy food pretty well. I mean, besides that time I had that extraordinarily hot jalapeno popper at Frickers that one time, and I had to excuse myself from the table before I cried in front of my wife. But that was a different story, all right? This is just a single tortilla chip we're talking about. But then one of our friends came over later that day, and he seen it on the counter and was like, whoa, is that the one-chip challenge? Who's the fucking idiot that's about to eat that? Well, I was thinking about doing it. Why, is it really hot? Really hot? Huh. Well, let me just say that the heat is not the worst part about it. Well, with that cryptic-ass statement, I was in no hurry to do the one-chip challenge. So that chip sat on the counter for a good, 8 months or so. That is until one day, I made a little wager with one of our kids. And yes, side note, we do have kids. I don't like to bring them up in these shitty cartoons because, well, they're all over the internet, and there's a bunch of weirdo perverts out there. But with that being said, it's all their fucking fault that I ate this goddamn thing. Because you see, I made a bet that I would do the one-chip challenge if a certain child sacked the quarterback at his next football game. Well, wouldn't you know, his little ass went all Michael Strahan the following Sunday, and now I'm in the kitchen staring down a fucking tortilla chip. And of course, everybody's crammed in the kitchen, staring at me like I'm some kind of circus act. But I was still pretty confident at this point. I can handle hot stuff. I've chewed a stick of big red gum before. How much spicier can it be? Made with Carolina Reapers. Carolina Reapers? That sounds like a fucking XFL football team. I'm not afraid of that shit. So I take the chip out of the coffin. I don't really know what I was expecting, but, well, this thing looks like a dried up triangular dog turd. And to prove it, here's a video of me eating it. And to my surprise, it fucking tastes like a triangular dried up dog turd. It is the nastiest thing I've ever tasted in my life. It was so bad, I felt like they should have had a warning on the box like, caution, this thing tastes like the roof of somebody's asshole. So like 15 seconds go by, and I have no heat whatsoever. I start thinking, maybe I got a dud. Maybe it's expired. Did I wait too long? What the hell happened? And just when I thought that... Oh God, I can't breathe. Somebody give me a goddamn glass of milk. Needless to say, this chip is hotter than a stick of fucking big red gum, that's for sure. It is the hottest thing I've ever had in my life. At this point, everybody in the kitchen is just concerned about my general well-being. Here I am at the sink trying to hold it together and trying not to fucking cry like the Frickers incident all over again.
Tyler, are you okay?
Now, thankfully, the heat only lasts for about 15 minutes or so. So once you hit that 15-minute mark, you're in the clear. Or so I thought. Because what I found out is that the heat doesn't go away, it just moves on down to your stomach. So now it feels like this goddamn chip is just hanging out down there, melting my insides with a hairdryer. Well, now how am I gonna solve this conundrum? Well, I'll tell you what I did. I fucking ate an ice cream cone. Seemed like a good idea at the time. It seemed like that ice cream cone would go down there and start beating that chip's ass. And that seemed to be the case until my stomach was like... Yeah, apparently that ice cream cone wasn't beating the chip's ass. It was fucking playing patty cake with it instead. Now, all of a sudden, I get these stomach pains out of nowhere, and they are debilitating. I'm laying on the couch making my peace with God. Take me now. Pretty, please. Now, eventually, dinner time rolls around, and on this particular night, we just so happened to have a big old pan of lasagna. Now, I know what you're thinking. He wouldn't eat lasagna on top of an ice cream cone, on top of a bunch of milk, with a fucking devil chip inside of him. That wouldn't make any sense. Well, you're wrong, because I ate a big-ass fucking plate of it. My stomach at this point was like, oh, what the fuck? What are you trying to ruin us? I'd have a better chance at digesting a fucking alarm clock than any of this shit. So I eat a thick-ass piece of lasagna, and to my surprise, the stomach cramps go away. Oh my God, it's over. I did it. But wait a minute, there's more. A lot more? So much more. Because at this point, the chip transfers over to my intestines, and my intestines were like, no thank you, you can go fuck yourself with that, and promptly sends it right to my asshole. Now, I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of an on-fire butthole before, but let me tell you, it's not as fun as it sounds. For the next 45 minutes, my ass transforms into like a fucking malfunctioning flamethrower. And of course, it's noisy as hell in there. There's no way I could be discreet at this point. Sounds like there's fucking 14 people taking a shit at once in there. Are you all right? Should I call the cops? The whole time I'm sitting there, all I can think about is, oh, that's why they put the chip in a coffin, because the coffin is for your asshole afterwards. Now I get it. So after a very unpleasant, very emotional trip to the bathroom, it's finally over. And I'm so pissed off at this point. I'm just like yelling a stream of obscenities at the toilet, taking all my anger out on it. Fuck you, you fucking punk-ass tortilla chip!
I hope you fucking fireballs out of your fucking crooked asshole, you fucking fuck.
Maybe you guys should go play Nintendo or something. So, that's the one chip challenge. For anybody that's interested, I highly recommend it, especially if you have a good 8 hours that you just can't find anything to do. Clear out an afternoon because it's not so much the one chip challenge, it's more like the one chip all fucking day ordeal. But I did survive it, and more importantly, I understand why the heat is not the worst part of the whole goddamn thing. The end. All right. Now, you guys probably didn't know this, but my wife and I are volunteer firefighters. And you probably didn't know that because, well, we didn't even know it ourselves. That is until we found out a few weeks ago when we had our idiot neighbor light his backyard on fire. Now, how did this whole thing happen? Well, the night started off normal enough. My wife and I are eating a late dinner. And not that it matters, but it was a particularly good barbecue dinner. Very yummy, very scrumptious. All of a sudden, we hear the boys storming down the stairs like wild animals. They burst into the kitchen like, holy smokes, holy smokes. Do you guys really have to pound down the stairs like there's a fire or something? But there is a fire. Look out the window. I don't care if there's a fire. You don't pound down the stairs. Wait a minute. What did you say? There's a fire. There really is a fire? We look out the window, and sure as shit, we see what looks to be like the fucking apocalypse happening in our neighbor's backyard. Holy hot dogs on a stick. There's a whole fire out there. Oh, God, are we being attacked? Is it the North Koreans? All right, everybody just stay in the house. Don't open the door. And most importantly, don't let the dog get on the table and eat our barbecue. We'll be right back. So we sprint out there in a panic, and we quickly find out that yes, indeed, our neighbor's backyard is ablaze. So we start yelling out to see if anybody's out there. Hello? Anybody home? You, have a situation at hand? Hey, you stupid fucks, your backyard's on fire! But we get no response back, of course. So now apparently this whole ordeal is our responsibility. Now, I don't know anything about this neighbor of ours, except that he lives behind us, and he likes to get drunk and have campfires late at night while he listens to shitty music at a semi-reasonable volume. So we can only assume that he's passed out on the couch right now, totally oblivious to what's going on in his backyard. Or, you know, he might be the fucking thing that's on fire in the backyard. Who's to say at this point? So I run to get the fire extinguisher while my wife calls the fire department. Hello, 911? The world is burning! I'm in the house trying to remember where the hell we keep the fire extinguisher, which, side note, I have to say, in the closet, behind the dog food, and underneath a bunch of bullshit, is a terrible place to keep it. But I grab it and sprint across the backyard like the fucking backyard's on fire. The whole time that shitty Chad Kroger song from Spider-Man is playing over and over again in my head. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. Ha! I get to my neighbor's backyard, and up close and personal, I have to say that this fire's a little bit more than I bargained for. I mean, look at this shit. I'm supposed to deal with this? Where's the fucking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when you need them?
What the fuck?
So I let loose the fire extinguisher. And of course, it doesn't do shit. For the most part, it just gives the fire a little fucking tickle. The whole time the kids are watching us through the window, wondering which foreign power just carpet-bombed our whole neighborhood. Meanwhile, the fucking dog's annihilating our unattended barbecue. Well, now the fire's starting to spread to our backyard, which is bad news because our pool's right there. And surrounding our pool is our old-ass piece of shit deck that's made out of, like, fucking pirate ship wood, for Christ's sake. That thing's gonna get lit up faster than Aunt Carol on Thanksgiving. We better come up with a plan B, and we better do it quick. And that's when I think, oh yeah, the pool. I can just drain the water out of the pool and point the exhaust hose right at the fire. That's brilliant. But there's only one problem, and that is that the day prior, I fucking drained all the water out of the pool for the winter. Ah, that's a nice dry pool. I'm sure this won't come back to bite me in the ass several hours later. Well, shit, all right, on to plan C. We're gonna have to use the garden hose on the side of the house. That's just gonna have to do. Except there's another problem, and that is after I drained the pool yesterday, I fucking stored the hose in the shed for the winter as well. Oh, god damn it, what a perfect asshole I am. So I dig the hose out of the shed and scamper back. Chad Kroger's still ringing in my ears and shit. I hold on to the wings of the eagles. This fucking song blows ass. I fling the hose to my wife while I hook it up to the spigot. And of course the hose is just not quite long enough to reach the flames. My wife's doing fucking back bends and shit, trying to arc the stream as far as possible. Is it working now? Nope, still not quite far enough. Holy hell, what are you, the fucking exorcist? So, running out of options at this point, I decide to fucking tap dance the fire out as best as I can. Finally, the fire department shows up just in time. Whoa, what is he, fucking river dancing? What the hell? And thankfully, they were able to put the fire out pretty quickly with their big-ass super soaker hose. And it's only then that our drunk-ass neighbor finally makes it outside. Hey, what's all this hullabaloo going on out here? You fucking almost burned down the whole neighborhood, you drunk maniac! So, upon further inspection, apparently the neighbor's stack of firewood caught on fire. Now, how that caught on fire, we don't know, because our asshole neighbor denied having anything to do with it. Sir, did you have a campfire tonight? I don't know. I don't think so. Sir, is this your pile of empty beer cans and idling flamethrower? No. Absolutely not. So all in all, it was a pretty shitty night to say the least. We found out we were subpar volunteer firefighters. That fucking Chad Kroger song's still ringing in my head to this day. And the worst part of it all, we fucking lost out on our good-ass barbecue. What are you looking at me for? What, I thought you guys were dead in a fire. Was I supposed to just leave it there? Now, what do I mean by a very bad case of the poops? Well, if you've ever read the classic Aesop's fable, The Boy Who Cried, I gotta shit, and I gotta shit right now, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You see, what would happen for the next day and a half was that my stomach would be all like, and then I'd have precisely 14 seconds to find the nearest toilet. bathroom sprint, and then squeaky fart half a turn. Now, I don't know what I did in my life to wind up in whatever circle of hell I was in, but it couldn't have been at a worse time. Because I had a job interview the next morning to go try to work at a shitty car dealership for the rest of my life. I don't have time to be dealing with a poop episode right now, that's for sure. And you might be asking yourself, well then why don't you go to a doctor? Well, for one, like I said, I was broke as hell and I live in America, so there's that. And for two, even if I did go, they're probably gonna want to make me poop in a cup so they can analyze it. And that shit's pretty fucking weird if you ask me. What do I gotta do it in the office while the doctor's making eye contact with me? Or do I do it at home and fucking shit in a Yahtzee shaker? And just bring it in Monday morning like, hey, here you go. Here's a little bit of me that you can test or put under a microscope or whatever the fuck you do with it. Yeah, no, I'm good on that. I'm not going to the doctor, and I sure as hell ain't pooping in a cup. So the following morning rolls around, and, well, I'm still the mayor of Poop City, if you will. Hell, if anything, it's slightly worse, because now I got a bad case of hot farts to go along with it. But I decided to roll the dice and go to my interview anyways. And of course I show up late as hell because halfway to the dealership, I had to pull over at a Circle K and burst through the door like, hey, can I shit here? I swear I'll buy a pack of gum or something afterwards. I just need a shit. So I sit down for the first time with what would be my future boss. And at first I thought maybe I should give him a warning beforehand, like, hey, real quick, if I bolt out of this office abruptly, it's not because I'm not interested in the position. I just don't want to shit myself in front of another grown man. You know what I mean? But I decided not to because, well, that would be weird. Now, the good part of this interview was that it was very short. The bad part of this interview was that I totally crop dusted the office with hot farts the entire time. So do you have any experience working at a car dealership? No, not yet. But I surely would like to. That's weird. It suddenly smells like a Kmart in here. Anyways, we're gonna need you to take a drug test. Yeah, I can take a drug test. I can do it right now if it gets me out of here. So we conclude the interview, and I walk out of there before the fucking paint starts peeling off the walls. I show up for my drug test afterwards, still trying to keep my shit together both figuratively and literally. Yeah, hi, I'm here to poop in a cup. Or pee in a cup. I meant pee in a cup. I don't poop in cups, okay? Okay then. We'll have somebody escort you back as soon as we can. So I get led back to a bathroom where I can do my business. And of course, when I get in there, I can't take a piss for the life of me. And at first I think, well, maybe I can just shit in the cup instead after all. I've been doing plenty of that lately. Why not? Just pop out of there with half a turd in a cup. Hey, you can test this, right? It's all from the same place. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sure my future boss will be getting a phone call 5 minutes later like, hey, yeah, that guy you sent in, I didn't even bother testing him. He's shit in the pee cup, for Christ's sake. I think it's safe to say that he's some sort of...
Family proof your family with Life 360.
All of a sudden, I hear the guy standing outside my door start to whistle. And at first I'm like, God damn it, the fucking audacity this guy has to whistle at a time like this. But then suddenly, two things started to happen. One, I started to pee a little. Not much, but enough. And two, my stomach stopped making that sound. And the urge to poop suddenly faded away from me like a fucking fart in the wind. Now, to this day, I don't know if it was the sweet, sweet melody that is the Andy Griffith whistle, or if that guy outside the door was a fucking witch doctor of some sort, but I couldn't have been more relieved at that moment. Here's my pee. I feel fantastic. So in the end, I survived the severe case of the poops, I got the job at the shitty car dealership, and I haven't had a goddamn beef and cheddar since. The end.
Brewstew.com